leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Fans, and welcome to a gorgeous Friday night at Delaware Speedway. There you see us coming in off of turn number 3, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet, our final broadcast of the season. Good evening, welcome top of the tower, Chris Soares. Derek Clark joining us tonight, V8 stock driver, former truck driver here at Delaware Speedway. Let's check in the third member of our team tonight down trackside. Here's Kate Friel. Good evening, Kate.
Hi guys, I'm down here trackside. We've got bone stocks on the card tonight, as well as super stocks and the modifieds. Bone stocks had a chat with Sean Gibbs, race director here at Delaware Speedway. We are told that the 15 is back at the track tonight. Reason being, different incidents, different penalties. So the penalty assessed for last week is as posted on DelawareSpeedway.com, and it is just last in points, and the prize money is revoked at that point. So when you guys check out standings, that's a little bit why. Super stocks, we have the Trevor Culver annual Pack the Track night, so you can probably see them over my shoulder, all in attendance. And then we also have the modifieds here tonight. We'll talk to a couple drivers, very close point standings as they've only had a couple races this year. Back upstairs.
All right, thank you very much, Kate. Yeah, Pack the Track night for the Trevor Culver. 450 are coming for Pack the Track night. They have one section all guardrailed off or roped off, whatever you want to say. But getting set for a good night. Derek, thank you for joining us here. Let's go to some point standings before we talk about your season. We'll start with the modifieds, Derek.
Yeah, this has been such a tight race here. 14 points separating the top 5 and only 4 points for the top 4. Like, this is anybody's championship here. This is going to be a wild night, I think, with these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's switch to the bone stocks, as Kate mentioned, Sterling Robinson penalty last week.
Yeah, that's really played into this, because now we have a tie for first place here, and still, again, only 11 points for the top 4. These guys have done awesome this year. Donovan Clark's had a great year. Charlie Verhoeven's had a phenomenal year.
Let's go to the super stocks. Culver's still at the top. Hasn't had a couple of successful weeks the last 2 weeks, but he's still there.
He's had a couple rough ones in a row, I think. There last week was not so good. I'm looking for Carson to put a lot of pressure on him tonight out there. So,
getting set for our final broadcast of the season from Delaware Speedway. We'll be right back. It is Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented proudly by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
It's closing time. And you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive. And the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate. What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Welcome back. at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You can show your support for Delaware Speedway with the latest 2025 season merchandise. There's still time to get some great stuff like classic hoodies, comfortable t-shirts, stylish hats. There's something for every race fan, whether you're watching from the grandstands or following the action from home. You can shop online anytime, DelawareSpeedway.com. Order now and represent the excitement of Delaware Speedway in style. DelawareSpeedway.com for all your merchandise stuff. And we're back here. Derek Clark joining us this evening for our final broadcast, and also Kate Friel. And as a matter of fact, we're going to check in with Kate right now.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with Steve McCaw. He's the general manager of Ray Cullen Chevrolet, our title sponsor. Tell us a little bit about the partnership that we've had so far this year.
I think the partnership's been great. The Rogers bringing the races to the people at home that can't get here or aren't able to get here. I think it's fantastic that they're able to watch the races. Obviously, it's great for us as a title sponsor as well. And it's a great partnership that we've really enjoyed over the last 2 seasons.
Well, we've definitely enjoyed having you on as the title sponsor, Ray Cullen Chevrolet, on Rogers TV. Tell us a little bit about the 4 machine. He's running the modified tonight, and how is it working, and how has your team been in all divisions so far this year?
So we've been, this year's our rookie season in the modified. We ran the hot rod last year, and then I wanted to run closer to home. The travel was hard with my job, so we decided to run the modifieds when they brought it back. It's 7 races at home, 5 with this series, and then 2 with the Oscars. So it's been great. It's a new car to us. We've done a lot of work to it. I've got great help from like Bill Burns and Chad Rynan and Jamie Cox and like Boys and McCalls, and we've done a lot of work to it, but we're getting there. We're getting better. But I am still a rookie in this class, so.
Well, you scared us a little bit before, and we are so happy to see you back racing. You also have 2 V8 stocks that you've been helping out a little bit this year. So tell us how they've really helped out in that class so far.
I think they've done well. That V8 class has come full around. It's been great for getting a lot of cars out that weren't around. My hot rod from last year, one of my mechanics, Thomas Jeremy, that runs a 7 bone stock, he brought it out last week, blew the motor in it unfortunately, but I think that class is just something that's going to continue to grow. I think it's great for the fans. It's great racing. I didn't understand it at first. The bracket thing was a little bit weird to me, but it's ended up being a really great class. All the classes here are the guys, the racers, the teams, the families, the sponsors, everybody does a great job.
Well, we're happy to see that V8 stock class growing. They will be here tomorrow with NASCAR Canada, so we wish them all the best. Thank you for all your contributions to us at Rogers TV, as well as the V8 stock and racing here at Delaware. Back upstairs to you guys.
All right, thank you, Kate and Steve. And you see bone stocks on the track. No, it's not a heat race. It is group qualifying. That's right, qualifying for the bone stocks, because they have the main feature tonight. They'll run 40 laps. Just wanted. Oh, we got a big wreck in turn number 1. 2 cars involved. One hard. Looks like the Howard 23 into the wall top side, and we're going to get a caution. No, it's the 48.
6 or 48.
That's Steve Lamont. Steve Lamont on our live timing and scoring. It was the 23, but you can see the 48 painted on there, and the 14 as well.
There's quite a bit of fluid coming out funny there. I think he got a piece of the wall pretty good.
That's why the post on Facebook, I just can't remember who they said was going to be in.
So caution, group qualifying here for the bone stocks. There's just so many. It's a good opportunity here, Derek, to tie things up here with Steve McCaw. We were talking off camera before we went on the air. You know Steve very well, a pretty serious incident, but he's taken precautions to be able to still race.
Yeah, I talked to Steve quite a bit. We're talking about overheating in the car and, heat exhaustion, heat stroke, stuff like that. And I'm the same way. I have suffered from that quite a bit, and running a helmet blower system, and I was talking to Steve about that, and he said he'll never run anything without a helmet blower ever again. So.
Okay, and you have been doing some platooning this year in the V8 stock division for Barry Watson. How's your season been?
Terrible. I think Barry and I had a competition to see who could break out the most in a feature 2 weeks ago there. We each had 3 breakouts, so just got to rein it in a little bit there, but it's a car I've never been in. It's the number 1 Nova for Watson Racing, so it was a little bit different experience than the 45 that I usually run for Barry.
How is it running under that 21.1 second breakout, if we can dive into the V8 stocks for a sec? I know the opening lap and the opening lap of a restart, you can go full out because you're starting at a slow speed, but how is it managing your lap times for 21.1 seconds?
It's very difficult, especially the last couple weeks. The track has had so much grip, more than I can ever remember, just due to weather conditions. And we could lift at the flag stand and roll it into the corner and still run too fast. There's just so much grip out there.
We just got an update since we have bone stocks on the track, still cleaning up an incident in turn 1 during group qualifying. The top 20 from group qualifying on lap time will immediately go to the A main, and the next 2 sets of 8 qualifiers will go to 2 B mains we have tonight for the bone stocks. You know that I do some work at Grand Bend Speedway. Your boy Ryan's been running there for the last few years.
Yeah.
We were talking off camera about that. I was really impressed the way Ryan runs the junior sprints out at Grand Bend Speedway. He's really had a good year as far as being in contention. The car's faster. He's faster as a driver, I've noticed. How has the transition been from when you first got Ryan into racing to where he is today?
You know, when we first put him in the car, he took off really well and then almost kind of nosedived immediately. And it was very hard to get his confidence back up. And he kind of struggled. He had a few good nights here and there over the last couple of years. And then I don't really know what happened this year. The switch kind of flipped, and he is just on it. So.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see him racing well. Let's check in with Kate trackside.
I'm down here with Hudson Nagy, piloting the Super Stock number 36. We were just talking about racing against a sibling. I've done it for years. What does that bring to your race team in knowledge-wise as well as out there on the track?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely, after practice, qualifying the races, we can talk and see what each other is doing, maybe get a better line for the next week. On track, it doesn't really change anything. He's just another car, as you probably seen a couple weeks ago. You know, he was just in my way. So, yeah, and then it gets pretty hectic in the shop and after races for sure. But other than that, he's just another car on the track.
And this car has been running really well for you lately. What do you hope to see for the rest of the season with this car? It's super quick right now. What's the hopes, and what are you going to do moving forward?
Yeah, for sure. We've got it to the point where we can actually run up front and stay consistent. There's such a good field of cars here that you kind of just have to be in the right place at the right time, so hopefully we can keep that consistent speed up and be there at the end.
Well, we wish all the best to you for tonight. Hoping to get this car into victory lane is the 36 of Hudson Nagy. Back upstairs to Chris and Derek.
All right, thank you, Kate and Hudson. We are back under, we have no lights. There we go, green light on the track. We've cleaned it up back to group qualifying. Group number 1 for the bone stocks here. They're doing some qualifying. No heats for the bone stocks. A 40-lap feature coming up. And we were talking about this as well pre-show, Derek. These divisions, when they have their own night, when they have the qualifying nights in front of the fans, they love it.
Oh, yeah. As a driver, I mean, this is awesome. When back when I ran the trucks, we get one night a year to go out and qualify. And it's just a totally different feel to the show. You know, you kind of feel like a bigger show. It's just an entirely different feel, a lot more exciting, a different challenge altogether.
Yeah, it's kind of the same as hot laps for the bone stocks earlier tonight. A bunch of them on the track. Their lap times are being recorded, but this time those lap times count. Kyle Williams, you see there in the gray number 20, 25.193, but the 23 is at the top. That's Jesse Howard, just took the top spot, 25.151. Now it's John Clausen in that 71. 25.151 is the fast time right now, group number 1. There you see John in that red 71, top of the board. And I think they're doing 5 laps. Yes, they are. They're doing 5 laps.
Jesse Howard just posted a 24.58 there, so she just bested it by half a second according to the lap time and scoring there.
Yeah, and Bradley Marchand was in second for about half a lap, and John Clausen got it back. So Clausen back up to the second spot. Bradley Marchand in the 69C in third. There's Howard in that 23. They're getting the 2 laps to go signal for Group 1 qualifying in the bone stock division. It's still Howard at the top. Clausen, no, not Clausen anymore. Bradley Marchand answering the bell for the second spot at 24.696. So they're under 25 seconds now for a lap. And Clausen comes back again, 24.696. And he's back to second. Marchand in the third. White flag, Jesse Herzl.
Oh, a lot of smoke out of the 24 down there.
Yes.
Looks like a fire in the right front corner.
Yeah, there is a fire out of this car coming out of turn number 4. The 24 car on fire, right front. And are we going to...
Yeah, we got a blown motor there. Smoke out of the pipes, fire in the front corner.
That's the 24 of Hank Clausen. And we're going to go to red flag conditions. I thought we were going to go red a little earlier, but we do go red as Hank pulls in just in the apron of turn 1. And immediately the safety crew on scene. And you thought maybe like a brake issue there? Or?
No, it looks like a blown motor to me. I'm going to say he's
okay.
got a window in the block that shouldn't be there.
Doesn't look like he laid down any oil, though.
And here's a look, Derek.
I was watching him go into turn 3 there. Yeah, a lot of times when you're going into the corner and they do that, it's a dropped valve. They seem to like to let go when you lift going into the corner. Mike Howard had that happen last week in the V8 stocks. I've had it in 2 different engines. That's what I would say it looks like happened there. Smoke right out the tailpipe, like that's another sign of a drop valve as well.
Yeah, and one-way radios in the bone stocks, they can't talk to anybody, but the race control can talk to them. I'm pretty sure they were all over the 24 radio saying, you have a fire in the right front, stop the car. And we're still taking care of that 24 machine.
It looks like a lot of fluid oil just pouring out underneath it there. So
yeah, it's a good thing that Hank got down to the apron. Smoke still hazing around turns 3 and 4 from that 24 machine. A beautiful night here. It's been a great season for weather here too this year.
Yeah, it's been awesome, and I think that's another part of why the track's had so much grip lately is we haven't had the rain washing the rubber off. We've had weeks and weeks of that rubber just baking in the sun. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go trackside to Cape Frio.
I'm down here with the 57 of Ethan Orr for the Super Stocks. Ethan was able to put this car in victory lane last week. We weren't here. Walk us through that race.
Yeah, we started out the night, came out in practice, and car was on rails. We liked everything we were seeing. Went out in the heat race, blew them away, and then we're hoping we could do the same thing in the feature. And I think we started first, and we got a good pull. Caution came out, and we just pulled on them again, and yeah, I couldn't have wished for a better night there.
So it sounds like it was a great night last week from position on the track. Did you make any adjustments on the car for tonight, or is things still on rails and the machine very fast?
Yeah, so we went out for the first practice. We didn't change anything throughout the week. Then came out, it was a little bit hotter, so the car was a little loose. We tightened it up a bit, and both sadly we didn't get to go out for the second practice, right? Because there was autographs, so we're just hoping that car tightened up a little bit for this heat race.
All right, well, we'll have to watch the 57 machine in the heat race and see what it does. Good luck in the feature. Back upstairs to Chris and Derek.
All right, thank you very much, Kate. Chris Soares and Derek Clark with me this evening for our final broadcast. Since we're on camera, I got to address you at home for tuning in all summer long with us. We always appreciate it. We love bringing racing back to you. Thank you so much. Knights hockey takes over the station with the Knights home opener. Next Friday night as we transition to London Knights hockey. The Owen Sound Attack in town at Canada Life Place. Pre-game show at 6:30. More racing to come on the other side of the break. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Bring the family to Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat buffet. Fresh pizzas, pasta, and salads, something for everyone. Great taste, great time, all in one place. Pizza Hut, where family meals are unforgettable.
The Great Food Truck Race is back.
We made you some chicken skin nachos.
We're hitting the southern Atlantic coast with 9 teams.
$17 for French fries? Are you crazy?
Noodles!
Jalapenos!
Smash burgers! WTF. What the funnel cake.
The Great Food Truck Race. See it on Food Network.
at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. This might be our last broadcast of the season, but racing continues here at Delaware Speedway. And next Friday night, championship night. They'll crown champions in the late model Super Stocks Delaware Modifieds. I have the privilege of joining Jamie Mosley on the call here at Trackside if you're coming next week. September 26th, day one of the Dayco Super Stocks V8 Stock Championship, and the V8 Stock champion will be crowned September 27th. Day number 2 of that weekend, it's the 3 o'clock start, APC Series Championship. Oscar Hot Rods, Oscar Modifieds, the Bone Stocks will crown their champion October the 4th. And then tomorrow, Derek Clark, who joins me this evening. You get all that information at DelawareSpeedway.com. The Canada Series in the house tomorrow. The V8 Stocks running tomorrow as well. It's going to be a big card tomorrow if you're coming to the Speedway. Ticket information at DelawareSpeedway.com. Derek?
Yeah, I think they're doing 35 laps for the V8 Stocks tomorrow, and then twin 125s or 150s for the NASCAR Canada.
Yeah, they're doing twin races, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, I don't think, in a long time.
Not in
as
a
far
long
as
time.
The top stock car series in Canada. Welcome back, Chris Orrs, Derek Clark, top of the tower. I wanted to give a shout out to Joe Chisholm from Racetime Radio. Privileged to be on his show last Sunday for the first time ever. He gave kudos to the Rogers staff, from volunteers to the gentlemen that are in the truck putting the show on. Thank you, Joe. It was a privilege being on your show, and thank you for the shout out to the Rogers staff. Starting to cool off here at the track. How's that going to change conditions as far as the track, Derek?
I think it's going to tighten up and gain a lot of grip. The humidity is pretty low. The temperature's dropping considerably. You can feel it pretty quick. I think it's going to start getting pretty sticky here.
All right, so group number 2 for Bone Stock qualifying on the track. We've actually had a couple of incidents already. Ironically, we don't seem to have a lot of incidents in Bone Stock heat racing, but we have had a couple already in Bone Stock group qualifying. So this is group number 2 on the track. You had seen the 15 of Sterling Roberts. Kate documented that penalty last week to the 15. There's the 93 on the track as well. That is Brady Outman. Back to Roberts in that 15. This will be a little quicker group here. They are doing the groups by slowest times to fastest based on practice earlier this afternoon or this evening. The 64 almost got into the wall in turn number 2, had issues in practice as well, as we see Roberts go through turns 1 and 2. And we'll stay with Sterling down the back right now, top of the board.
And a little bit of fun there. We got Barry Watson, their V8 Stock regular competitor, second in points there, is running the 90 Bone Stock tonight for Lamont Racing.
Yes, that's right. Thank you for the reminder. So Barry Watson in the orange and black 90 out here for the group qualifying at the back of the field right now. Sterling Roberts, top of the board, 24.328. Now it's Joe Kicks. Now it's Thomas Jeremy. Wow. We had 3 leaders within about 3 seconds of each other. So Thomas Jeremy at 24.311. There you see Joe Kicks, second spot. Back to Jeremy in that 7. The fastest time, dropping Roberts to 3rd. Marchand to 4th. Roberts back up to the top. 23.484. For that 15 of Roberts. White flag on the Speedway. The 7 of Jeremy down to 2nd. Kicks in 3rd. Marchand in 4th. And the 11, Rob Wollaston in 5th. And Wollaston's in this group as well.
Yeah, I think that's the first sub 23.5 we've seen. There's only one other car so far in the 23-second bracket, and that's Thomas Jeremy.
So checker flag being displayed out here to finish off group qualifying number 2. Roberts, top of the board. Let's go trackside to Cape Frio.
I'm down here with the 6 Bone Stock driver, Will Corey. He'll be going out in group number 5 for qualifying today. We were just talking about how drivers help drivers around Delaware Speedway. He's got the help from late model driver Ray Morneau. How has that helped so far this season?
Well, it's helped a little bit with consistency. He definitely lays into me if I'm not consistent, but it's definitely a great time having him help me, though.
This 6 keeps getting quicker and quicker. What's been the key to success so far for this team?
Just time. We take lots of time trying to figure out every little thing on the car. We every week we're going through this car probably twice to make sure everything's perfect. So.
Now, after practice, does it feel like being in group number 5 is almost a safer spot to be? Some of these cars are going quick so far. Are you hoping to just qualify your way in that top 20 cars to the A main, or would the B main be an asset for you guys with lack of practice today?
We're hoping to qualify into the race. If we're in the B main, is what it is, but we're hoping to be in the top 10 in the qualifying here.
Looking for top 10 in qualifying. Watch out for the 6 machine of the Bone Stocks. Will Corey, back upstairs to you guys.
Very much. Group 3 qualifying on the track right now, and you and I both know Will from Grand Bend days. We used to run a junior late model. Great to see him go up the ranks and racing and moving to the half-mile track here in Delaware.
Yeah, it's a big change, but it's, you know, so many people graduate from Grand Bend Speedway and into the top ranks here and become pretty phenomenal drivers.
So she did mention Group 5. I wonder if there's a Group 6. We'll have to wait and see. Lots of groups for qualifying for the Bone Stocks because we have so many Bone Stocks in attendance, which is awesome. That's the 26 going by the checkered flag line there. Nathan Rea in that 26. Robert still remains at the top of the board, followed by Jeremy. The 59, Cassie Howard up to third. There's Bochelle in the 333, but Howard in the third spot. Actually, it's Ryan Hooper in the 333. My apologies. According to live timing and scoring, not Liam Bochelle. Ryan Hooper piloting that 333. Fourth fastest right now, Jordan Morris in the 73. Fifth fastest. You've raced against Jordan Morris as well, so a couple of V8 stock drivers running some Bone Stocks tonight.
Yeah, I think they're just looking to have some fun here, and you know, the car counts at Delaware Speedway are second to none. We've raced all over Ontario over 15-20 years, and the car counts here is just always fantastic, and the place is always packed. It's always busy. It's really good to see.
Yeah, sorry about that. So Sterling Roberts still at the top of the board. Howard up to second now. Cassie Howard, great run. The 7 is Thomas Jeremy in third still. Then it's the 333 of Hooper. Jordan Morris running out the top 5 as Group 3 qualifying comes to an end. We'll give you the top 10. Tom Hughes in 6th. Chad Prue right now in 7th. Nathan Rea in the 8th spot. Brady Altman in 9th. Joe Kicks running out the top 10. There's still at least 2 more groups of Bone Stocks to come. But Roberts in Group number 2 lasted through Group number 3. So we'll see if the 15 can remain up there after Group number 4, which is right there. And getting ready, there's the go sign from the pit road attendant. And they start with the green flag already, so they can fly as soon as they leave pit road there.
Yep, just sending them out. Full tilt there, just get up to speed and go.
So group number 4 for Bone Stock qualifying on track right now, and then we'll switch to heat racing with the modifieds and the super stocks. Bone Stock's running a 40-lap feature tonight. And right now, group qualifying. They are the featured division this week at the Delaware Speedway. Don't forget the top stock car series in Canada here at the half mile tomorrow with the V8 stocks. Ticket information at DelawareSpeedway.com. And some champions starting to get crowned starting a week from tonight here at the Delaware Speedway. So Sterling Roberts still top of the board. Oh, the 97 of David Rockwood just jumped into the second spot and quickly got knocked down to third by Mitchell Rawlings. A 23.470 by the 69 and drops Roberts out of the top spot. Rockwood in the third in the 97. Then it's the 78 of Culver, Justin Culver, into the fourth spot, and the 58 of Gary Triska. So Group 4 making a statement here on the board, Derek.
Rockwood just jumped to the top there with a 23.266.
97 of Rockwood, there he is down the back flying. He was the first one to leave pit road in group number 4 and got the pedal down into the floorboard in a hurry. Top of the board, Rawlings in second. Sterling Roberts remains in the third spot. Culver and Lamont. Now Mark Lamont driving the 14 for Hannah Lamont. Mark Lamont's up to 5th spot. That was a good lap, Derek. A 23.720 for Mark.
Yeah, that's pretty good there. And I think his son Keegan at Grand Bend has been winning too. So
yes,
they're all the whole family's doing pretty well there.
Yeah, it's very impressive to see those kids doing well over there. Justin Culver up to second spot now. He just turned a 23.401. Rockwood remains at the top of the board. Rawlings in third, Roberts fourth, the 14 of Lamont in fifth. Checker flag on the speedway. Rockwood will head to group number 5 with the top spot on the board.
I think that's going to be a pretty tough lap time to beat, but I guess we'll see.
Let's go trackside to Kate.
I'm down here with Barry Watson. We're in a different number today, different class. He's in the 90 Bone Stock, driving for the Lamont team. So Hannah Lamont's down here too. Barry, what's the difference between the V8 stock and this Bone Stock?
These are a different animal to steer. They go in different. They have no power to come out, but they don't turn out. I don't know. It's a hoot, man. I'd race a shopping cart if everybody else was racing them, but this is a blast. And I got to thank the Le Mans for kind of forcing me into this one. They wouldn't let me back out. So we're here. Hopefully we can end the day and put this thing back on the trailer in one piece.
Well, Barry Watson would race a shopping cart, but we're going to try bone stocks today. How about tomorrow? You've got the V8 stock out here with NASCAR Canada. How is that for that program, and are you excited?
Yeah, that's a long day tomorrow for the NASCAR stuff, but I guess we get to show our cars to some different crowds and different people. And then I just got to remember that I have to lift for that one and slow down, and this one's full speed tonight. So once I get that all sorted out, maybe we'll be all right tomorrow too.
Well, he's going to find the gas today, maybe have to lift a little bit tomorrow. We wish all the luck to you, Barry. Back upstairs, guys.
Thank you. I think Barry's going to have to lift a lot tomorrow. That was a great comment. I got to lift a little bit more tomorrow.
A little bit more, yeah.
Group number 5 qualified for the bone stocks. And another dad in racing, daughter Blake racing at Grand Bend Speedway. Yep. Grand Bend seems to be the starter track. Well, it's supposed to be the starter track, that quarter-mile tri-oval. And then they're graduating here to Delaware. We've seen so many examples over the years there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And tomorrow, because Barry's racing here, we're actually going to be crewing for Blake, for his daughter Blake, and helping them get everything going tomorrow.
That's fantastic. So. There he is, Charlie Verhoeven. He's tied for the points lead coming into tonight with the 52 of Donovan Clark, who's also on the track. Oh. And speaking of Clark, top of the board for the co-points leader, Donovan Clark at 23.143. Now they're getting into the 23-second flat area. Michael Verburn in the second, dropping Rockwood to third. Paul Fothergill up to fourth now. And the other co-leader in the points, Charlie Verhoeven, has gone to fifth, and now he's gone to fourth. So Charlie Verhoeven there, and Fothergill the second. It's Clark, Fothergill, Verburn, Verhoeven, and now Colin Wilms, and now Matt Langford. They're quickly changing in the top 5.
Oh, yeah, and 23.062 by Donovan Clark there.
Wow.
When we first started running trucks, we ran 23-second laps with, 300-plus horsepower, and now we're doing it with a 4-cylinder.
Charlie Verhoeven up to second spot at 23.090. Right behind Clark, so the co-leaders in the points. There's Donovan Clark in the 52. They are 1-2 on the board right now. The 19 is Verburn in third, Fothergill's fourth, and former points leader Colin Wilms right now in the 5th spot in qualifying. It's Group 5 qualifying. This will be the last group. Checker flag on the speedway. Verhoeven will cross, Fothergill will cross, Verburn. Any changes in the board? Yes, Verburn up to second spot with a 23.076. The fastest time after 5 groups of qualifying. Donovan Clark, Derek at 23.062.
That is a tight top 3 there.
Yeah, absolutely. The top 3 separated by 0.028 or something like that. I don't think
right about there, yep.
Yep. We'll be right back. More to come. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Steve McCaw from Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Welcome to the 2025 race season. From the Ray Cullen Chevrolet family, we are excited about another great year.
Hi, I'm Melissa Maloney. I am the host of What's Up London, where we talk to amazing people in the London community who are doing so many incredible things. Watch What's Up London only on Rogers TV.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit arrivalive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Welcome back at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet here at Delaware Speedway. And it is the Trevor Culver Pack, the track night. There you see the Culver section. 450 people supposed to be attending for that campaign. And Trevor does a great job of bringing people to the track for this night every year.
Oh, yeah. They always pull in a ton of fans. I think they're always between 400 and 500 people when they do this event. And it gets maybe a lot of people out that wouldn't have a chance or wouldn't otherwise be out watching racing, and I think a lot of them get hooked on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a final note on the bone stocks. It's going to be a two Dyson version for the bone stocks, so they're it's anywhere from positions 2 to 12 will invert, going to the feature race, the A main, coming up later tonight. There you see the modifieds we showed you off the top of the show. Marshall Schrank leads the modified series in points by 3 over Ryan Dick and Wally Wilson, who are tied 3 points back. So we have the modifieds on track. I remember when I worked here as a track announcer, modifieds a regular weekly series. Had a really good races, pretty good car count back in the day. Nice to see them back here at Delaware Speedway.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to drive Stephen Richmond's modified a couple times. Once here and once at Varney, Full Throttle Speedway there. Very, very different to drive compared to other stock cars. Did very well at Varney with it. Did not do so well here with it, despite it being my home track.
Does the optics of looking out the front windshield in a modified compared to a V8 stock that has a hood and fenders, is that really different for piloting?
When I drove into the first corner at Varney, into the banking there, and that left front wheel popped up over the corner, it freaked me right out.
There you see the Ford. That's Steve McCaw, general manager for our title sponsor, Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Dale Reinhardt will be in the 51, Brian Batty in the 39, Ryan Dick in the 88, Wally Wilson in the 69, Marshall Schrank, the points leader, in the 22, Mark Hamaker in the 90, Dave Mathers in the 39X. We're going to go 10 laps. It'll be just one heat race for the modifieds tonight. 8 cars in attendance. So 10 laps, the scheduled distance here for our modified heat race portion of the evening. There you see the 43 pace car driven by Gary Zimmerman. Last time we were on the air with you, it didn't fare well, and it had to be towed off the track. It's good that it's here and hopefully running well.
Yeah, well, so far so good, I think. But yeah, that was a little bit of a spectacle.
Yeah, and Gary will pull the pace car off the track in turn 4. Here they come. Modified green flag racing at Delaware Speedway.
Nice clean start there.
Side by side through turns 1 and 2. The 51 is Reinhardt. The 39 is Batty. And McCaw, there you see the nose of the 4. McCaw there as well. Front 3 trying to get away. Side by side, McCaw for the second spot to the inside of Batty. Reinhardt trying to get out of there. Ryan Dick in the 88 up the 4 spot. We'll take you down below the flag stand. Speed cam on Rogers TV. Delaware Modifieds on track right now for their heat race. And Reinhardt up front. Oh, a little contact there between Batty and McCaw for that second spot. Wally Wilson up to 4th, followed by Ryan Dick. So it's 2nd and 3rd in the points battling. In the top 5 positions. Batty in the 39, McCaw in the 4. Entering turn number 3, coming out of turn number 4, and about to complete another lap.
We've got Wally Wilson there running 4th. I think he's just trying to gain some points here on the guys behind him.
Reinhardt will take him down the back. He's got a good 15-car length lead over Brian Batty. In that 39, McCaw's in 3rd. Wilson 4th, and now Marshall Schrank up to the 5th spot. That's your points leader. 10 points to win a heat race and single points all the way back for the top 10. Everybody will get points in this heat race. Marshall Schrank coming into tonight with a 3-point lead over Wilson and Ryan Dick in the 88. And Wilson runs 1 position ahead of Schrank. There's your gap. And here's the 69 of Wilson, 22 Marshall Schrank. That is 1st and 2nd in the points reverse order on the track. The 22 is your points leader. Out of turn 4, looking to the inside of Wilson. And Wally can't get down. Marshall's going in there. Third turns 1 and 2.
Looked like Schrenk slid the left front tire a little bit, trying to stuff it in there. Hurt him just a little bit center off, but looks like some pretty good horsepower there.
2 laps to go for Maiden Maynard in the flag stand here for the modifieds. Their only heat race of the night. They'll run a feature later. It's all Dale Reinhardt at the front of this field. There he is in that 51, coming out of turn number 4. White flag in the Speedway. Brian Batty has distanced himself from McCaw in third. And a good battle for the 4th spot with Wilson and Schrenk. But there is Reinhardt down the back another time. Fastest lap, 18.872 for Reinhardt in that 51 out of turn 4. Checkered flag in on the Speedway for Dale Reinhardt. He'll win the modified heat race, followed by Batty, McCaw, Wilson, and Schrenk. And then Ryan Dick, Mathers, and Hammaker. So Wilson will gain 1 point on Schrenk to cut the lead to 2 points. Ryan Dick will lose a point to Schrenk. So Ryan's now in third by himself in the point standings unofficially. 4 points off the pace. Let's go trackside to Kate Friel.
Down here with the 52, top of the board after qualifying. Donovan Clark, we were talking about the dice roll as Kyle, my camera guy down here, and I were walking over to talk to you. We saw the dice come out the window, but we weren't sure what it was. So tell us about the dice roll.
Yeah, no, we had a solid lap there. You can't complain on a lap like that. We got the luxury again of throwing the dice. This is 2 for this year, so that's pretty cool. We rolled a 5, so it's going to be a top 5 invert, and we'll see how that goes.
So you heard it first down here, top 5 invert. What is the game plan? I know that you're probably got one already with the top 5. You know where you start. You have a little bit more time to think about it.
No, I mean, main goal is just keep the car clean, get through all the laps. Hopefully we can contend for the top spot and just gain some points. That's our main goal.
So racing for points now, you're close to the top. So how much does that weigh into your decisions on track?
I mean, hey, we just got to send it. There ain't no pride in getting second. First is always where you want to be. So that's just the game plan there. It's just send it.
All right, he's going to send it into this feature race. He will be in the top 20, top 5 invert. And we go back upstairs for some more racing with Chris and Derek.
All right, thank you so much, Donovan Clark, your co-points leader in the Bone Stock division with Charlie Verhoeven. And that must be a kick in the pants. And I'll be honest with you, if you win a qualifying session and you throw 2 dice and you roll a 12, after all that hard work in qualifying, Derek, you're going to start the feature in 12 hypothetically. Does that not weigh with drivers in between the years at all?
I guess it depends on the driver. I always looked at it as I might be the guy that qualified 12th and roll a 2. So, you know, it just all depends, you know. But yeah, I could see it being frustrating for sure. But everybody knows there's going to be an invert. You know, just go out, give it your best for your lap. Don't sandbag it, and you don't know what your invert's going to get you.
So as Donovan told us with Kate, he rolled a 5. So the top 5 will invert. The 5th fastest driver will now start on the pole when we get to the Bone Stock. Amen. Here we go, white flag. We have the Super Stocks on track for the first of 2 heat races. And they will also run a scheduled at 10 laps here. Heat race competition. As Derek told you off the top, Trevor Culver still with a pretty good lead in the Super Stocks. 17 points, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 17 over Carson Nagy and 20 over Nick Ramsey in the 07. It'll be Randy Kuykendall in that 8 machine, the pole car. Chuck Menzie outside row number 1. And look at this, Vanderwist and Culver in the first heat, Derek. You don't really see this very often.
No, that shows you what your 3-week average, you know, does for getting your heat race starts here. But this could be pretty interesting watching these 2 guys slice and dice through here.
Here they come, Super Stock, heat race number 1, green flag. Mike Kerniak Jr. is inside row number 2 in that 15. Watch that back row. Vanderwist Jr. dominated the Super Stock race last time we broadcasted here for you. Trevor Culver's your points leader at the back of the field. Darrell Lake's at the back of the field too. Culver just ran into the back of Lake, and Culver trying to come from the back to the front. We're 3 wide for the lead, and Herniak Jr. now 3 wide for second. It's the 36 right there as well. That's Lane Zardo. Dicing inside that top 5 for the Super Stocks. Vanderwist is up to 4th. And here comes Lake and Culver. They've dropped Edgar down to the back of the field. Kuykendall marred on the outside. Oh, sliding through that corner was Hernia Jr. Here comes Zardo. Zardo trying to dive to the inside. Vanderwist to the inside for position behind them. Side by side for the lead down the back. Pete Vanderwist Jr. up to third spot, Lake to fourth, and now Culver to fifth. And Zardo will grab the lead out of turn 4.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see here if Culver can follow his way through there. Vanderweest got through that traffic really well from the back.
Look at these cars in heat race number 1. It's like a heat race number 2, even a feature for the Superstocks. It's Zardo, Hernia Jr., Vanderwist, Lake, and Culver, the top 5. And Lake dives to the inside of Vanderwist, and Pete will shut the door. Darrell's trying to stay there. And he'll come down to the inside, the 7-wheel, to block that attempt. Now Darrell's got to play defense on Culver. We know the one car loves the apron. In the corners here at Delaware Speedway. Vanderwist to the inside of Herniak Jr. for the second spot. We're halfway this time by. 5 down, 5 to go, and Zardo out front.
Got Darrell Lake's a little bit loose there coming off of 4 when he's trying to hold the bottom line. That might play into Culver's hands a bit here, but the 7 is just flying on the bottom.
Yeah, Herniak Jr. a little loose in turn 2. Lake will get a little bit of a run. We'll get to the door in turn number 3. We'll draw even in the middle of the corner. Drifts up the track a little bit and forces Herniak Jr. up high. And Culver's going to take advantage as well. Lake up to third. And Culver now up to fourth, dropping the 15 of Herniak Jr. down to fifth. Menzie runs sixth, and then it's Edgar in seventh. Here's your gap, Zardo in the 36. Vanderwist Jr. in the 7. And coming in, the 7 drifting up high in turn number 4.
He's getting every bit of that loud pedal there.
7, as mentioned, that dominated the last time Delaware Speedway was on Rogers TV in a super stock feature. Here we go, 2 to go next time by. For the 36 of Lane Zardo, you're watching heat race number 1. That's right, not number 2, not a feature, it's heat race number 1. Some of the cars we're not used to seeing in the opening heat in this one. Zardo, Vanderwist Jr., Darrell Lake, the points leader Trevor Culver in this heat as well. And there you see Lake and Culver battling for third down the back. Vanderwist goes in deep in turn number 3 and gets loose on a turn number 4. Can't stick it. White flag.
It could be an incident here with 77 and a 1 here. It looks like Lake's kind of blocking him a little bit on the bottom. We're really trying to pinch him down at least, maybe not blocking, but he knows Culver wants that bottom line.
Lake, one of the few drivers we've seen the last month and a half, able to pinch the one off on the apron. Out of turn 4, checkered flag in the air. Zardo will take it. Vanderwist Jr., Lake in third, Culver fourth, Herniak Jr. Then it's Menzie, Edgar, and Kuykendall, your finishing order for Superstock Heat Race number 1. That was some cars we're not used to seeing in that opening heat.
Yeah, for sure. Great run by Zardo there.
Lane Zardo, your heat race winner. Let's go trackside. We'll check in with Kate Friel.
I'm here with driver the 88 of the Modifieds, Ryan Dick. Looks like there is a lot of work that's going to be done after that heat race. Tell me about how the car is handling so far.
At the start of the race, we had a push going into 1, and then it took about 3 or 4 laps for it to come in. It should be a lot better for the feature. We have a long run car, so we'll see how it works for the feature.
And when we talk about a long run car, we're talking about lap after lap. The car keeps getting better. They are making some adjustments behind us as well. But we did talk about close points for this division and how close everybody's been. Kind of walk us through what the game plan is to get to the top of that leaderboard. You're only a few points off.
We just got to play it, be on our A game, and work through it. We'll get there.
Perfect. So you are making some adjustments. Are you going to tighten up the car then a little bit? Are you going to loosen it up? What is the goal? You say that you're tight going in. So where do you want to roll off this corner?
We want to get through the center a lot better. We're going to raise the Panhard bar and see if that helps us.
All right, so working on corner exit as well as rolling through the center. He's hoping for a great run and to gain some points tonight. Back upstairs.
Thank you, Kate, filling in for Jeremy McGrady, who's on assignment this evening. And with Kate being trackside, as we have Mr. Derek Clark up here on the tower with me. Now, be honest with me, because we're on the air here. When I reached out to you this week, hey, you want to fill in? Did you talk to Melanie at all, or did you just say yes right away?
Well, I talked to her after I said yes. It still counts, right?
Yes. Thank you, Melanie, for allowing Derek to come out and play on TV tonight. We appreciate it. Super Stock Heat Race number 2. On track, the 28, that's Ryan Dyson. He'll have the pole. Carson Nagy, outside row number 1. Then the 07 of Ramsey, the last week's feature race winner, the 57 of Ethan Orr. Hudson Nagy, Jay Cox, that 00. And then at the back, Brody Rickwood, Sean Shenowitz. So Culver coming in 4th, 10-9-8-7, that's 7 points. How important is this heat race for Carson Nagy and Ramsey?
You know, Carson, he's just got to, well, they're both very close together, but Carson's got to just dig for everything he can get here. Like, I think he's got to be aggressive, get as many points as he can. I mean, you know, just try not to slip back through the field. Interested to see how Ethan Orr is going to do. The kid just laid a beating on the field last week, and it was, you know, he just had a fantastic night.
Carson wins the heat race, he'll get 10 points. He'll chop that Culver lead by 3. Green flag, and Dyson with a good start. Dyson, the 28, will grab the lead into turn number 1, and Carson Nagy will dive into the lower groove. And both of them will get out. Ramsey up to 3rd, and Orr under pressure from Hudson Nagy for 4th already. There you see Dyson, the 28, Carson Nagy in the 93, and Carson Nagy looking aggressive early. Look to the inside. Dyson trying to shut the door, and he will in turn number 1. And Dyson will lead him down the back another time.
I love watching that 93 car just dig through the middle, 3 and 4 here. Just the attitude of that car, the way the splitter sits down on the ground, like that thing just cuts the bottom like nobody's business.
There's one car in this division overall throughout the season that's been able to run that apron and pass cars at will, and that's the one. How important is it for drivers and the other cars to say, maybe we can get a setup like that?
It's hard. That bottom is tough to carry a lot of speed down there. The old bottom, which is the outside now, you can carry a lot of momentum there, but the grip level's different. If you can really get that car to hook and point off the bottom, you can put your car where other people just can't go.
We had a new leader, but Dyson says, not yet. And Dyson back to the inside. There you see the nose right of your screen. That's Ramsey in the 3rd spot. Battle for the lead, front of the field. Carson Nagy up high, Ryan Dyson down low. Carson with a great run, quarter exit in turn 4, stays to the outside because the 28 is there. There's a 07 of Ramsey. Behind Ramsey, it's Hudson Nagy. Drag race for the lead down the back. Carson outbreaks Dyson just a hair longer in turn number 3 and carries that corner. And another good run out of turn 4, but can't clear the 28 of Ryan Dyson. Ramsey to the inside, trying to follow that 28 through. Right now it's a roadblock at the front of the field, courtesy of Ryan Dyson and Carson Nagy.
Yeah, this is some awesome racing here. This is what you see at Delaware Speedway Superstocks.
Carson Nagy, that 93 seems to really corner exit well out high in turn number 4, but still can't clear Ryan on the inside.
Yeah, he's giving him a lot of room too. He's not pinching the 28 really hard. You know, he's being pretty forgiving there.
Nagy 93, Dyson 28, Ramsey right there to 07, and Ramsey looks to the inside. Nick trying to stick a nose in there, and he's up to the door now. Here comes the 07, Nick Ramsey. Almost contact on a turn number 4, or turn number 2, apologies. Carson now out to about a 3.5 car length lead. And Dyson under pressure from Ramsey for 2nd spot. Here they'll dive into turn 1 another time. 2 laps to go here. Super Stock Heat Race number 2 from Delaware Speedway on Rogers TV. And Ramsey will get the 2nd. Here comes Orr to the inside. Dyson trapped on the outside there.
Yeah, he's not making much ground there while he's just bleeding spots at the moment.
Here comes last week's winner, the 57 of Ethan Orr, trying to put some pressure on the 07. It's all Carson Nagy, but from the 2nd on back, they're all stocked up. Hudson Nagy just got loose in turn 2, lost 2 positions, and dropped to 7th. Checker flag on the speedway. Carson Nagy will take it side by side for a 2nd. Ramsey will take it over Orr. Then Dyson, Cox, Rickwood, Hudson Nagy, and Sean Shenowitz. So Carson does what he needed to do, gets 10 points, cuts the Culver lead by 3 after heat racing.
Yeah, he's getting everything he can out there.
And technically, I'm still trying to encompass how they put the field together for the feature, but Carson should be starting ahead of Trevor in the feature, I would imagine.
I would think so.
There's your Super Stock Heat Race number 2 winner, the 93 of Carson Nagy, coming for a little photo up at Victor Lane. So we'll see the 93 in the feature, looking to do the double, the heat race and the feature race win. And roughly, don't take this to heart, race fans, it looks like the lead is now 14 points unofficially for Trevor Culver over Carson Nagy in that Super Stock Series. Let's go trackside to Kate.
I'm down here with the 19 Bone Stock driver, Michael Verburn. We talked about it. You were looking for a good qualifying. How did the car feel for you?
Yeah, the car felt really good in qualifying. We put new brakes on this week. We were working them in practice, and then they came to life in qualifying. It was really good. We'll definitely take it.
Perfect. So the car's running well. We talk about having commitment. You have commitment to your sponsors, but also to junior hockey. So how does that shape up near the end of the year when you've got both going on?
Yeah, it's definitely really busy, especially with school starting up too. So we just got to pick where we got to be, and you know, it's a lot of fun. So I enjoy it.
Well, his team is playing tonight, but you're here. So what is the plan to make it worth it being here instead of at the rink?
Yeah, it's the last Friday night here at Delaware. We're running up in the points, so we got to keep that going. And I asked them, and they said, you know, it's a prior commitment here at Delaware this season. We've ran the whole year, so go out on the last one and go have fun.
Well, he'll be a visiting team, but we might hear his name a little bit more on Rogers TV later on in the season in Junior B hockey. Back upstairs, guys.
All right, thank you, Kate. And Michael Verburn, I'll give him a little plug here. He can fire that puck, I'll tell you that right now. And as Kate mentioned, we'll see him on the Rogers TV later on this season. All right, we're set for the first of two. I think we're having two, according to what Chris, our producer, told me earlier. Yes, two B mains for the Bone Stocks here. So the top 8, I think Chris told me in my ears earlier tonight, the top 8 from each of the B mains here will go directly to the A main. So we have, so that means 2 cars in this particular race will be eliminated. Here they come out of turn number 4. And green flag, we're racing with the Bone Stocks again. The scheduled distance is 10 laps. So they're doing a heat race distance here. Usually the B main are 15 laps, but they had group qualifying. So 10 laps, and 2 will be eliminated. The rest are in to the A main. And there is the 73 V8 stock driver driving the Bone Stock, the 73. Jordan Morris and Chad Prue in the second spot. Jordan will lead the opening lap.
Yeah, prior to the V8 stock, Jordan ran really, really well in the Bone Stock division. Yes, had a lot of wins.
Morris, a great corner there in turn number 2, will extend the lead over Prue. The 11 of Rob Wollaston up to the 3rd spot. So these are the cars, and in the next race fans, that did not finish in the top 20 in group qualifying. The top 20 into the A main, and Wollaston hit the wall on turn 2 into the 23 car. Look out! Right in front of the big impact with the 67 as well. That's Jacob Appleman. Now, Jacob did a good job. I don't know if we'll get a replay, but he slowed down quite substantially, race fans, until he got to the 23 of Jesse Howard. We'll go caution on the speedway, obviously. But it started with the 11 of Wollaston hitting the outside wall in corner exit at turn number 4, and we have caution in our first of 2 Bone Stock B mains.
Yeah, that crash took half a straightaway to finish there, unfortunately.
Yeah, big leak coming from the front end of the 67 of Jacob Appleman, and we're going to check on our drivers there for sure. The 23 is Jesse Howard, and I think we have a look here. Take us through it, Derek.
Yeah, let's. I didn't see that start here, so.
Now watch the 11, Derek. It started with the Rob hitting the wall here.
Yeah, that thing's pushing like crazy. He's got the wheels cranked, and it's just not turning.
Wow.
It looks like he just bounces her off the fence here.
Oh, that's a good hit.
That's
Derek.
a hard hit, yeah. And then back across traffic, unfortunately, for the 23. Just wrong place at the wrong time there.
Yeah, Jesse comes up the track here. Oh, there you see the 67, Derek, coming right now.
Yeah. Yes. Unfortunately, there was not a lot could be done there other than just try and wheel it against the outside wall. But
wow, the 11. That's and explain to the race fans who are not accustomed with terminology. The car doesn't want to turn, washes up the track. That's correct me if I'm wrong. That's a tight condition. If the back end comes out, that's a loose condition, correct?
Yep, that's right. Yeah. So when the front end doesn't want to turn, it's tight or pushing, or when they get really bad, we call them plowing. Like it just will not turn. and he had those front wheels just cranked, and that thing was still not turning. So
yeah, so I think the 11 it got to the pits. I'm pretty sure. So, but damage on that right front. If we and when we saw the replay, race fans, Rob hit that wall pretty good. Bounced right off it into Jesse in that 23. And there you see them checking in on Jesse Howard in the 23, Jacob Appleman in the 67. Under caution here, Bone Stock B main under red flag conditions. Actually, we'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Join the high-energy, bodyweight-based workouts of the Thunder Twins. Gerald and Harold will get all shapes and sizes up and moving. Catch the Thunder Mondays at noon.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Chris Orr, Derek Clark joining me up top side tower, Cape Friel trackside. We are under red flag conditions in the Bone Stock first B main. Here's why, Derek.
Yeah, the 11 coming off of turn 4 here just would not turn, and you know, he's got a ton of wheel in that thing just trying to turn. He gets a hard piece of the outside wall here, shoots him right back across into the 23 of Howard. She had just nothing could be done there, and unfortunately when she come back up across the track, there's just, yeah, not a lot of room there.
Yeah, Jacob Appleman in that 67. That's some, and kudos to our editing crew and our camera crew. That's fantastic, because we went from one replay from one camera merging into the same replay from a secondary camera over in turn 1 and gave us that shot when Jesse came back up the track. Fantastic stuff. We had the news from Kate Friel during the break, both window nets down on the 23 and the 67, so that is good news. And thanks to Kate for giving us that update. There you see Jacob right there in the 67. Making sure the hair looks good in case there's cameras down there and want to get him on TV.
That's right.
You never know. Back to yellow flag conditions now. Bone Stock B main number 1. We're doing 2. Top 8 qualify from each into the A main. Red flag conditions. If you're not comfortable, if you don't know what that means, red flag comes out. You need to stop as fast as you can, but as safely as you can, no matter where you are in the racetrack, but as safely as you can to a complete stop. And you're only allowed to move under red flag conditions if you're asked to by the race control or by the safety group, because they're trying to get to an involved vehicle. So we go from red flag to yellow flag status, and they're cleaning up the spill right now from the 67.
Yeah, he knocked the rat out of that thing pretty good there. So it, hopefully it's all just water. Didn't look like oil really. So it should clean up pretty quick.
So our first B main is on track. We still have one more to come. And then we'll head to what may be an intermission according to the itinerary, and then we'll go feature races, modifieds, super stocks, and bone stocks in that order. Don't forget DelawareSpeedway.com. If you want tickets, we're going back at it tomorrow. Live here at the track. It's going to be the top stock car series in Canada, the Canada Series, along with the V8 stocks for day number 2 of this weekend. And then next Friday night, they're crowning some champions, late models, super stocks. Oh, thanks for coming so close, Gary, to our camera there. Super stocks, late models, and the modifieds, I believe, next week. Let me check. Yes, modifieds, championship night for those 3 divisions. Of course, we will be changing gears and switching gears here on Rogers TV as the majority of our crew heads to Canada Life Place for London Knights hockey. Home opener next Friday night The Owen Sound Attack in town to take on the, it will be somewhat of a new look London Knights roster this year. Pre-game show 6:30. And on Rogers TV, of course, as we see our technical director here, Daryl Timmermans, he's helping out too.
Yeah,
Derek, sometimes you get the guy from the tech garage to come out and lend a hand.
Hey, and just all hands on deck sometimes when there's a big mess. And there's a whole story to go with that, but I don't need to get into that one tonight. But I see we got Howard and the 11 are both back out on track here. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic news. So the 11 of Wollaston, the 23 of Jesse Howard back on the track. You saw there a glimpse of our guests here for the weekend in the back 40 with all the trailers for the two-day event here at the half mile.
No, that's one thing I love seeing here is that campground getting filled up. It's.
Well, I think we're gonna get a shot here, Derek. There you go.
I was gonna say.
There's just something about camping at the racetrack. It's just great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just there's something about camping at any racetrack, which is awesome, Derek.
That's right.
I just had to put the shield up. I couldn't wipe it
So they're going to double them up here in turns 3 and 4. There's some beauties back there for sure.
I think it kind of gives you that NASCAR-esque feel, right? You take the trailer and you're camping at the racetrack and you get everything going on right beside you.
Yeah, I've had my share of overnighters in that field back in the day, which is a lot of fun, and you get to meet new people too, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And there are 9 left, so this is going to be good.
And of course, you have that common topic of, hey, you're a race fan, so am I.
That's right.
No, I'm just camping here because I got a round of golf tomorrow. No. You're here because you're a race fan. You're a diehard race fan. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace car. 9 laps still to go, according to the scoreboard.
Don't forget to join us.
It's Jordan Morrison, the 23, Chad Prue in the 99 outside row number 1.
Weather forecast looks beautiful.
Top 8 will advance, but we're down to 9 cars, so one's going to be eliminated right now. It's the 23 of Jesse Howard, who was involved in that incident. Here they come out of turn number 4. They'll look to Aiden Maynard in the flag stand. Green flag, we're racing with the Bone Stocks B main number 1. Morris will lead a Prue. Prue will dive to the inside right away in turn 1. And they'll climb the hill in turn 2 and down the back side by side behind them for the 3rd spot. But it's Jordan Morris in that 73, Chad Prue in the 99, Brady Aldman looking for that 3rd spot. To the inside, there you see the side-by-side battle right to your screen. And it's going to be Bradley Marchand, 69C, had a good qualifying run earlier this evening. Up to the 3rd spot over the 93 of Brady Aldman right now. Barry Watson in the 5th spot in that Lamont number 90. And Wollaston with good recovery. How is that 11 car running, Derek?
He took a pretty good piece of the wall. I don't know, maybe the car's lighter now. Knock some pieces off of it, but you know what?
You look at the front, the right front of that 11, looks like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Wow, there's the Marchand 69C, Alden in the 93. That's 3rd and 4th respectively. They're actually tracking down Chad Prue in that 99 for 2nd, just off your screen left side.
Yeah, sometimes with these jersey barrier walls, they kind of tip out at the bottom there, right? So you catch them more with the wheel than anything. It kind of flings you up in the air, but it doesn't really look, do as much damage as you'd think.
Yeah, hardly any damage, and at speed, passing cars, the 11. Wollaston making a good recovery to the inside of Watson. Will grab the 5th spot down the back. Good recovery by the 11.
Yeah, sometimes you just bend a race car right too when you hit something and they're faster.
It's Morris all by himself in front. Cruz falling back to Marchand and Albin. So 3-car battle for that 2nd spot. Jesse Howard off the pace on the backstretch, doing laps, but right now it does not look like she'll be able to advance. She's definitely off the pace of the leaders, as the leaders are in turns 3 and 4, and she's just crossing the stripe right now.
We've got some contact there coming out of turn 3, or out of 4, sorry, between the 93 and the 69C there.
So that's Aldman to the inside of Marchand in the 69C.
Oh, using the apron and the rumble strips.
Wow. Marchand getting a good run. Corner exit turn 2 will retain that position, which is 3rd currently. And trying to track down the 2nd place driver, that's Chad Prue in the 99 just ahead. There you see Prue. There's 2nd through 4th. Completing another lap, 3 to go. B main number 1 for the Bone Stocks, top 8 advance. They'll lap the 23 at Howard. So now if you're running that speed, you just got to complete the 3 laps and you're through to the A main, as simple as that. And if it stays green, Morris will take 2 to go this time by. You just saw Prue, Marchand, and Altman, your battle for 2nd through 4th. They just have to be careful not to get too crazy because they're through the A main as we sit.
I think Brady's going to try and make another run on him here.
Oh, sliding through the corner, and he got hit, and into the wall. Didn't I just say you just got to finish the laps? Allman gave him a shot, put him into the inside wall onto the left front, and Marchand's 69C keeps going.
Yeah, he wasn't giving him any room to gather that one up there. He was just going to try and take advantage of the spin, but it kind of bit him.
I can't believe it. Less than a lap to go out of turn 4. Morris is going to win it. Prue all alone in 2nd. Checker flag for Jordan Morrison at 73. Then it's Chad Prue, Bradley Marchand, Brady Aldman, Rob Wilson. Nice recovery by the 11. Barry Watson to 90. 64 is William Clausen. Here's that replay.
Yeah, you'll see the 69C there. Marchand just get it pretty loose. He cooks her in there pretty good. You can see the left rear's right up off the track, which a lot of these do. But 93 there just didn't really give him any room or any chance to gather back up. He just kept his foot in her and then almost pushed him around the rest of the way again. So.
Oh, the front bumper almost coming off the Aldman machine as well. That face looks a little different now in the front of that 93.
Yeah, it's a little more of a crooked grin than a smile.
I guess if you're a racer, you're a racer. You're through to the A main, but you got a lap and a half to go. Doesn't matter, apparently.
I guess not. I mean, sometimes it's better just to lift a little bit. You can ask Barry Watson that one.
Yes. Boat stock, B main number 2 after the break. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
This show is so much more important
than our marriage.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays on City TV.
Oh, yes.
America's Got Talent. 2 nights.
What?
You are amazing.
It was perfect.
Whoa!
He was spectacular.
What are we thinking?
Yes!
Absolutely yes.
2 nights of America's Got Talent.
You deserve it.
All new Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8, 7 Central on City TV.
Welcome back at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers Street, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. We have Kate Friel trackside this evening for our last broadcast of the season. Mr. Derek Clark, very appreciative that he joins me top of the tower tonight. Chris Soares with you. Thanks for joining us. Getting set now for the green flag for the Bone Stock B main number 2. We have 12 cars in this one. Only 8 will get through. And it'll be the 51 of Tom Hughes. Will bring him to the line. Nathan Rea outside row number 1. Green flag. We're racing for 10 laps here with the Bone Stocks. And Hughes will get a good start in turn number 1. The 12 is Joe Kicks. 34 is Jake Thompson. And Rea will try and get back to the outside of the 51. And we'll get a good run. Corner exit on turn number 2. And fighting back is Tom Hughes on the inside.
Oh, Clausen right sideways there.
Yeah, that car's been loose all night. Wow. That's back in the field. The 71 of Clausen. And Rea trying to get the lead to the outside. Here comes Hughes back on the inside. Obviously the 26 working well on the outside. The 51 kind of works pretty good on the inside. Here comes Tom back on the inside fighting for that spot back. And they'll come out of turn number 4. And Nathan will get a good run and will lead that lap. There you see the white number 12, Joe Kicks. Right now the bubble car is the 8th position, 228 of Mac Ingram. Right now running in the 8th spot. And a good cushion of about 7 car lengths ahead of a side-by-side battle for 9th. Leaders out of turn number 4. 7 to go. Nathan Rea up front. Tom Hughes in second. There is the cutoff right there. 97, Jesse Herzl. 228, Mac Ingram. Ingram right now in the 8th spot. And there comes Clausen, as a matter of fact, in that 71, trying to get into that A main. That's your bubble. 228 is in, 71 is out. Right now with 6 laps to go, side-by-side battle for the lead at the stripe into turn number 1.
Clausen's digging hard.
Go ahead, sorry, Derek.
Yeah, Clausen's digging really hard for that bubble spot there.
Yeah, there's the bubble spot right there. As they go into turn 1, Jesse Herzl is not out of danger either in that 97. Clausen is there now. There's the back to the front of the field for the leaders. The 26 is Rhea. 51 is Hughes. And that battle now might even get even interesting with 14 of Glenn Schmidt trying to catch that battle. They're about almost half a lap behind the leaders right now as the leaders work the backstretch. Kicks in 3rd, Thompson in 4th. Jennifer Hatch having a good run. She's in 5th, John Fluid in 6th. Matt Ingram's gotten by Herzl for 7th. Now Jesse Herzl on the bubble spot. They're all tied up for that bubble. There's 3 cars. There's the leader, Nathan Rhea, with 3.5 laps to go. Back to the bubble. Herzl in the 97. 228, that's Ingram. 71, that's a very loose John Clausen. The 14 is Glenn Schmidt. And the 8th spot belongs to the 97. Maybe not for long. That's the final transfer spot, and Clausen has it out of turn number 4.
Yeah, he's been fighting pretty hard for that spot, so good to see him take that.
Schmidt on the outside of Herzl. Oh, look out. Schmidt almost got into the wall, but stayed straight. Herzl now needs to rebound against Clausen. Clausen in the 8th and final transfer spot. Big gap now. Back to the 97 of Herzl. Now they got to do some work to catch the transfer spot. Lap and a half to go. Leaders will catch the white this time by. They're in turns 3 and 4. It's Nathan Rhea up front. There's contact. Clausen into the 228 of Ingram. And Clausen wants the 7th spot just to create a bubble for himself in front of the bubble.
And we got Jennifer Hatch here catching the 34 and 12 there. Jake Thompson and Joe Kicks. She's caught up to them.
Back to the leaders, down the back, one final time. Half a lap to go for the 26 of Nathan Rhea. The 51 is Tom Hughes. They're all by themselves. No problem transferring here. Checkered flag in the air for the 26, Nathan Rhea. Then it's Hughes in the 2nd spot. It'll be Thompson finishing 3rd, followed by Kicks and Jennifer Hatch. Good run for Jennifer, top 5. Then it's the 777 of John Fluid. Here comes the final transfer spots. The 7th spot, John Clausen, and Matt Ingram will make it in the 8th spot, eliminating Herzl, Schmidt, Houston, and Kyle Willems. Let's go trackside to Kate.
I'm down here with the 7 super stock of P. Vanderwist Jr. We weren't here last week, but I know that you blew the motor. I know that you had prior commitments for the rest of the weekend, so tell us about that and how much time it took to get this car ready.
Yeah, I had a good friend of mine's wedding, Patrick Friels, so we went to that. It was a good time. We blew the motor up in the 2nd practice, unfortunately. Got home Monday, ripped the motor out, waited around to get a motor to us. Thursday night, we threw her in up late and didn't have real time to scale the car out or get anything ready race-wise, and we're turning out pretty well right now.
So motor's back in as of last night, and now we're at the track. I see they're doing a few adjustments behind us. What is it going to take to get this car to the front?
It was pretty good in the heat race. We were hitting pretty good on the right front there, so we're just going to raise the car up a little bit and just go with it from there.
So going to raise the car up, see if we can get a little bit more speed. I know that the one's having some issues as well, so does that play into some strategy?
No, not a whole lot for us. It's going to be a close match between the 5. There's 5 cars all running within 100th of each other tonight, so just get out front quick and stay out front, hopefully.
All right, good luck to the 7. Back upstairs.
Thank you very much, Kate. Rule number 1 before we go to break: if you're a race car driver and you go to your buddy race car driver's wedding and the groom's sister is a Rogers TV announcer, don't agree to an interview the following race night. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Steve McCaw from Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Welcome to the 2025 race season. From the Ray Cullen Chevrolet family, we are excited about another great year.
Bring the family to Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat buffet. Fresh pizzas, pasta, and salads, something for everyone. Great taste, great time, all in one place. Pizza Hut, where family meals are unforgettable.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888 Taxi Guy or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet, Chris Soares, and Derek Clark here. Top of the tower in a short intermission before we go feature racing here at the half mile, our final broadcast on Rogers TV for this season. Thoughts on the first half of the night thus far?
Oh, it's been some great racing. I mean, it's the track looks pretty quick. Be interesting to see how the modifieds do here for their feature. See how much grip the track has gained and how much speed they pick up.
Let's go side-by-side boxes here on Rogers TV. We'll check in at trackside with Kate. Kate, thoughts on the first half tonight?
The first half has been great. There's been lots of good race cars, lots of good battles so far. Really hoping that the bone stock drivers are okay after that hard lick on the front stretch. I was walking down pit lane when it happened. All we saw was the 23 get a little bit loose and then big contact there. So hoping both of those drivers are okay. The one of Trevor Culver was down by his pit as well. They've got the grinder out trying to get this machine ready to go for the feature race. We were going to have a chat with them, but unfortunately we can't because there's so much work going on down there.
Yeah, let's talk bone stocks for a sec, Kate, if you want to chime in on that. They're doing 40 laps tonight. The featured division tonight. There was an autograph session. All cars were on the track for that earlier tonight. A little out of their comfort zone, in your opinion, with group qualifying and a 40 lapper tonight?
I think the 40 lapper is going to be a great race. I think that we've seen some hard racing. Everybody wanted to be into that 40 lapper. With elevated purse money as well, I think you're going to see some aggressive racing out there. But guys want to get to the front and they want to get there fast. So I'm interested to see where that comes out and how that plays out throughout this feature race. I think track position is going to be key.
Right, thank you, Kate. Back up top here with Derek and myself. I tend to agree with her as far as the bone stocks and the track conditions. It's definitely, as we know, it's an egg-shaped track, right? So the distance between turns 1 and 2 shorter than the distance between 3 and 4 from a V8 stock perspective. When you're in the cockpit, how do you like your car set up for this track?
I like trying to find a balance between both ends the best possible, but I mean, if you can get it so it comes out of 3 and 4, that's what's bringing you to the finish line, right? So, you know, a little more speed out of there is good, although with the V8 stocks, a little more speed sometimes ends up being a little bad.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to go modified feature racing here as we take you back to the track. And they're going to run their feature. It's the feature race number 1 of 3. They're going to run for 25 laps, followed by the super stocks, and then our feature division tonight, the bone stocks. So 25 laps for the modifieds. 8 of them joining us this evening. It'll be the 51 out front. Be the pole car. That's Dale Reinhardt, won the heat race. Brian Batty outside row number 1. Row number 2 has Steve McCaw inside of the 69 of Wally Wilson. Row number 3, Marshall Schrank, Ryan Dick. And row number 7, Mark Hamaker, Dave Mathers. He wants to watch, including the pole car, the 51 of Dale Reinhardt. Your points leader is Marshall Schrank, starting 5th. Second in points, the 69 of Wally Wilson, starting 4th. Third in points, Ryan Dick, starting 6th. And they're all three about 4 points apart in the championship. And we'll crown a champion in this division next week.
Yeah, but like to see what adjustments Ryan Dick made to the car there, because it just was not what you normally see out of him in the heat race there. So see if he's made some adjustments here, get this thing a little quicker.
White flag being displayed on the track by our flagman Aidan Maynard. And congratulations to Aiden, who got engaged a few weeks ago. And he's getting set with the dual green flags on the flag stand to send these modifieds into turn number 1. Welcome to the feature race portion of the evening on our final broadcast of the season. Thank you for joining us as always on Rogers TV. Here they come in at turn number 4. Reinhardt will bring them to the line. Green flag, we're racing with the modifieds. Side by side, 3 rows deep into turn 1. Good run by Batty on the outside. Reinhardt will fight back on the inside. Here comes Wilson behind them, just off your screen right. There's the nose of the Wilson machine, and Steve McCaw in that blue number 4. Reinhardt will grab the lead in turn number 3. Batty trapped on the outside. McCaw trying to take advantage, and Batty will come down to protect. Side by side, there's the 22 of the points here. That's Marshall Schrank to the inside of Wilson. And Schrank will grab position. Did you see him sawing on the wheel there? Yeah. Marshall just sawing on that wheel, the 22 through the corner.
Yeah, cold tires, you know, wait for pressures to come up a little bit, so should hopefully gain a little stability for him as he gets a little heat in that thing.
There you see McCaw in the 4, the 22 of Schrank in the 22. And the beat of the lap. 25 laps for the modifieds. The leader is Reinhardt, Batty up to second. Then they finished 1-2 in their heat race as well.
I'm not sure if Batty's car just won't turn for him, but he's a good lane up almost from the center off compared to everybody else. It just looks like it's just not turning.
Yeah, that's a good point, Derek, for sure. There's a battle for third. 22 is Schrank, 4 is McCaw. They go side by side down the back. They're about 5 car lengths behind Wally Wilson in that 69. And McCaw fighting back on the outside. Still side by side for third, letting the leaders kind of get away a little bit here. Actually, just Reinhardt, he is gone. Almost a half a straightaway lead on Batty, about 16, 17 car lengths last time down the back. Schrank will make the pass for third. Drops McCaw to 4th, and Wilson and Ryan Dick. So the points leader in 3rd spot. 2nd and 3rd in the points for running 5th and 6th on the track. Schrank to 22, McCaw to 4. You're watching the Delaware Modifieds here on Rogers TV.
We got Marshall Schrank, the first car to get into the 18-second lap in the feature here, the high 18.987.
That 22 might be coming here. Here's your leader, Dale Reinhardt, in that 51. As he works the hill in turn number 2 and down the back. Another time, and Schrank is definitely catching Brian Batty, Derek.
Yeah, he's closing in on pretty good there.
Still 16 laps to go. Batty just turned his fastest time in the race at 18.987. Exact same time for Schrank's fastest lap.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Batty's car's starting to come in a little better. Even still running that little bit different line, the car's got some pretty good speed.
Modifieds on a 25-lap feature here. Here's your leader, the 51 of Dale Reinhardt. Ryan Batty runs second ahead of Marshall Schrank in top 3. And it's Steve McCaw and Wally Wilson in your top 5. No issues as far as back marker traffic. Not yet. They're full straightaway and about half a turn away from the back of the field.
Yeah, we're only looking at 2/100ths of a second lap time difference in the top 3 cars right now. Like, these guys are so equal.
39 exit, Dave Mather's off the pace. Low on the racetrack, out the backstretch. He'll come into the pit entrance there. Leaders will go to the highs. No, he'll stay. He'll come around the pit road, actually. He'll enter pit lane in turn number 3. And Mathers will come to the attention of his crew. Leaders through turns 1 and 2. Reinhardt out front now. Schrank is really closed in on Batty. That's the battle right now in the top 5. Is that battle for second there? You see the 39 next to Dave Mathers. And back to our battle for second. The 39 of Batty. The 22 of Schrank. 11 to go.
Shrank about 2/10 faster than Batty on that lap, so see if he can get by him here.
Yeah, now the key here, Derek, is how fast can he get by Batty to try and track down Reinhardt?
Yeah, he's got to make the pass really quick if he wants any shot at making up some ground here.
You're watching second place Brian Batty protecting against third place Marshall Frank in that 22 with under 10 laps to go. Your running order, top of your screen. Reinhardt, Batty, Frank, McCaw, Wilson, your top 5. And Frank with a good run into turn 2, but Batty won't protect again. Now they're coming up on some traffic. It'll be the 90 of Mark Hamaker. The leader, Dale Reinhardt, is just about to pass Hamaker, and he'll do so on the high side down the back. 7.5 laps to go. Now they're side by side for second. Frank to the inside, Batty to the outside. And looks like Marshall Frank might make this pass. Yes, he will. So here we go. 6.5 laps to go. Can the 22 track down to 51? Got to get by the Hamaker number 90, and no problem there. And now he'll set his sights on the leader, Dale Reinhardt. Last time by, separation 1.899. We will track that now.
And he's about 2/10 quicker again, but I just don't think he's going to have enough time there.
There's your gap, first to third, with Batty now in third. 1.899 last time the gap. And 1.665, Derek, he's coming.
Yep, 2/10 a lap, every lap, very consistent.
4.5 laps to go. It's Reinhardt out front. Frank just turned his fastest lap at 18.799. It's now 1.479 seconds behind. There's the gap, optically shrinking, but is there enough time left? 3.5 laps to go. You gotta hit every mark now if you're Dale Reinhardt. 1.479 the gap last time. Now it's 1.398. He's catching them, but I don't think he's catching them fast enough there.
No, not fast enough, and Reinhardt's picked up the pace a smidge too there. About another 10 quicker for him now.
Out of turn 2, popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go for the 51 of Dale Reinhardt. Frank runs second, Batty third, McCaw fourth, Wally Wilson fifth. Down the back, second last time. 1.232 is the gap. White flag on the speedway, 51 Dale Reinhardt. Took his heat race earlier, trying to finish off the double with the feature. We'll take you down the back with Rogers TV and the 51 of Reinhardt into turn number 3. And now we'll break out top of the tower camera on a turn 4. Checker flag in the air for the 51 of Dale Reinhardt. He'll win the modified feature, heading into next week's championship race. Drake will finish second, followed by Batty, McCaw, Wilson, Dick, and Hamaker. Dave Mathers did not finish the feature. Coming up momentarily, we'll take you trackside for our interview with the 51 of Dale Reinhardt and Jordan Mosley from Delaware Speedway. Still to come, our Bone Stock 40 lapper. Up next will be our Super Stock feature. And Dale Reinhardt coming around here. Pretty impressive run by both him and Schrank. Schrank just ran out of laps.
Yeah, just ran out of time there. You know, another 5 laps or so, it would have been, I think, a door-to-door finish. Oh, wheel-to-wheel.
Yeah, wheel-to-wheel, you're right. Or frame-to-frame. Dale pulling into Victor Lane here at Delaware Speedway. As mentioned, coming up next, our Super Stock 35-lap feature. These modifieds will crown a champion next week. If you want to come out, DelawareSpeedway.com for all your ticket information. Plenty of tickets still available. Don't forget to tomorrow afternoon, V8 Stocks and the Canada Series, the top stock car series here north of the border, takes to the Delaware half mile, including St. Thomas native DJ Kennington will be here.
Yeah, I think DJ's got his years turned around a little bit for him the last few races too.
Yeah, I've been following that. Absolutely. There's Dale, bucket off. The hat coming on and waiting for him to come out of the 51 car. Here he comes. It is Dale Reinhardt, your modified feature race winner. And waving to the crowd. Let's take you trackside.
John Wedding, flag to flag. How good does it feel to be in victory lane down here?
It's great. It's been a little bit. I got to give it up to my dad, man. We busted our hump off the last 2 days in the shop. We worked on this thing for hours. And we really hit on something amazing. So we're really thankful to my parents, my fiance, Norm Newman, Kevin Griffiths here helping us, SGR Plumbing, they're down here. We're going to get a great picture with them here in a minute. And thanks for Delaware putting the show on.
Excellent job by Dale Reinhardt. Brings home the feature. And
Dale Reinhardt, your modified feature race winner, Super Stocks. Other side of the break, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Blow out all candles before you leave the room or go to bed.
Never leave a burning candle unattended.
When you go out, don't forget to blow out.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy, or you could use the Arrival Live smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivallive.org to find out more. Arrival Live, drive sober.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. There you see the Super Stocks rolling out onto the track for their 35-lap feature. Chris Orris, Derek Clark, top of the tower, Kate Friel trackside, and they're rolling out for the feature, Derek, after what we understand was a little bit of a warning shot coming from race control, because this division's been a little rough on each other the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, sometimes drivers need to get a little reminder just to cool it a little bit. The helmets get a little tight and people get a little pushy.
So we're getting set for 35 laps. It'll be Zardo and Vanderwish Jr. up front. So this is, remember I said earlier tonight how I don't know how they put the field together? Is there an invert or something, or how is Trevor Culver, who finished 4th in his heat, starting ahead of Carson Nagy, who won his heat? Oh, wait a minute. As I say that,
I was just going to say, it looks like they're correcting the lineup here. So
okay. I wasn't quite understanding what was going on there. Like, I don't know if they put the first heat kind of ahead of the second heat in the main feature. I don't know. How does that work for the V8? Why don't we, you know what? Why don't we talk to a driver like you? How does that work in the V8 stock?
Well, since I've only run a couple races a year the last few years, I will say I kind of have no clue. Sometimes I think they'll do heat 1 will line up on the inside, heat 2 to the outside. It used to be years ago, you would, the one heat would be in front of the other heat.
Okay, all right.
But honestly, I can't answer that question accurately.
Well, I appreciate you trying to, that's for sure. Oh, well, here they go. Culver back in the 3rd spot. Yeah, like, I don't understand. So he finished 4th in his heat. He'll start 3rd, so that's inside row number 2. Carson Nagy won his heat. He'll start 5th. That's inside row number 3. So I'm not quite sure how that works, and that's why I'm up here and not in Tech Garage. So Zardo will lead him to the green here. It'll be Vanderwish Jr. in 2nd, Culver 3rd, Herniak Jr. in 4th, Carson Nagy 5th, Ramsey 6th, last week's winner Ethan Orr in 7th, Dyson in 8th, Cox in 9th, Rickwood in 10th, Hudson Nagy 11th. Then it's going to be Sean Chenoweth in 12th, Chuck Menzie 13th, Brendan Edgar 14th, Randy Kuykendall in 15th. Daryl Lake starting dead last, so he must have had a tech issue because he finished third in his heat.
Yeah, that or maybe there's something mechanical they're not quite happy with the car. But I mean, it looked quick earlier, so.
All right, here we go. Super stock, 35 lap feature.
93 here tonight. We'll see what happens as they get set.
Zardo will bring him to the line. Vanderwist Jr. outside row number 1. They'll light him up. Green flag at Delaware. Side by side for the lead through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Culver already. The front three put a blanket on him. Down the back. Rogers TV on a Friday night will take you below the flag stand. Super stocks coming at you. What a time to do that. They were almost 3 wide when they crossed our camera. Culver to the inside of Vanderwist Jr. for the second spot. Zardo out front. Carson Nagy in the 4th spot, or in 5th. Ramsey in 6th. Culver up to the 2nd spot now. Culver trying to win on Trevor Culver. Packed the track, 9,450 in attendance in his section. He wants the lead, he wants it now. Zardo trying to protect.
See, Nagy's fading a little bit early here, but it could just be low tire pressures. Yes, maybe have a little bit more of a long run setup built into that car.
Here comes Culver, working to the inside as we know him to. That one loves the apron here at the half mile. To the inside of Zardo. Don't leave out Pete Vanderwist Jr. Side by side for the lead. Culver slides up a little bit. Vanderwist Jr., look out. Pete's right there. Zardo's trapped on the outside. Ethan Orr about 3 car lengths back behind this battle. That'll turn for another time. Culver with the lead. Vanderwist to the inside, now Zardo. And Vanderwist will grab second. Here comes the 57 of Orr, who's had a great couple of weeks. And Orr will almost get to the door of the Zardo machine. Lane trapped on the outside.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Lane's got very good handling on the outside groove there.
Culver's had a couple of miserable weeks the last 2 weeks with trying to rebound. Ironically, on Culver packed the track night. Oh, he got loose in turn 4. Vanderwist trying to stay with him. Let's go to Cape Real with a live report.
So the invert for the super stocks for today was heat race number 1, finishing order 1 through 4. And then we did heat race number 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So they flipped heat race number 2, did straight up run of heat race number 1. Back upstairs.
Culver out front, thank you, Kate.
So there was an invert by the sound of it.
Okay, thank you. I had a little bit of trouble because the cars were right on me.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I wasn't aware there was an invert for these guys tonight.
Yes, inversion makes a lot more sense. Culver out front. Vanderwist Jr. in second, followed by Orr, and now Zardo under pressure from Carson Nagy for 4th. There you see him on track. And behind them it's Ramsey, Dyson, and Hudson Nagy.
Yeah, Daryl Lake's made up a lot of ground already here, so no mechanical issue there.
Yeah, the 77 looking strong. At the back of this pack that you see the 36 and 93 in, almost trying to get there. But it's all Trevor Culver. Trying to win on Culver pack the track night. And I hope if he wins, they don't allow all 450 down at Victor Lake, because we'll be here all night.
Yeah, that might take a while.
Culver, Vanderwist Jr. and Orr, your top 3. Then it's a 5-car tight battle for 4th, led by Carson Nagy on your screen. Zardo's there, Ramsey's there, Hudson Nagy's there.
that's going to change everything.
The interesting part here, Derek, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this. Usually Culver pulls away, but Vanderwist and Orr are staying with him.
Yeah, he's, I've seen Trevor run quite a few sub-20-second lap times. Tonight, his fastest lap's a 20.09, so still no slouch, but he's not in a league of his own tonight with lap time.
There's Ramsey, 07, Hudson Nagy, 36. That's the battle for 6th spot. They'll go to the high side of the lap number 8 car of Kuykendall. Here's a replay there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he was, that was a moment.
Yeah, that's Kuykendall in the 8. And there you see the leaders coming through turn 3 and 4. And now Culver's distanced himself again. Vanderwist has been caught by Orr for the 2nd spot. Nagy has distanced himself from Zardo in 4th. Look out!
Oh, man.
Ramsey's around into Hudson Nagy. They're both into the inside wall.
That's a hard hit there for Ramsey. Took I think the worst of that one.
I was watching it. It wasn't on camera, but I was kind of had one eye on it. It was contact in the middle of turn 4 between the 07 and the 36, and it just continued, and you saw the end result.
Looks
Caution
like
on the speedway. Go ahead, sorry.
Both window nuts are down here, so that's the number one thing we look for.
So caution, Rickwood's got into the pits for some reason. 19 laps to go. Another opportunity here for the leaders on the one of Culver. But this started back in turn 4, and they were banging off each other all the way through the stripe and then into the inside wall. 07 got loose, came down, got the nose into the 36, set the 36 into the wall, and then Ramsey also hit the wall.
At one point they were there coming across the stripe and almost looked like they were
So under caution here, super stock feature with 19 laps to go. And they'll both be put on the business end of the tow truck, I would imagine.
Yeah, Nick's out and walking away. He's sitting down against the inside of pit wall there. He might be a little winded, but maybe get a safety crew guy to tend to him there. Oh, he's back up here.
So, oh wow, look at that! I think we have something here from our crew. Okay, Derek, take us through here.
That was just the end of it there.
Okay, that was the end of it. Here you see the 36 near side, the 07 right side of your screen. Okay. So you see the 07 of Ramsey is loose. This is after contact started in turn 4, race fans.
Yeah, that's an odd one there. Unless something broke, you don't usually get loose in the middle of the straightaway like at the start-finish line, but that had to, like you said, started much before
they were banging off each other. The 36 was on the inside of the 07 coming through turn 4, and I was kind of watching it. They were kind of banging off each other, and then it finished up past the stripe.
And I guess, Mike,
yeah, I missed the start of that happening live.
And we mentioned that the Rickwood was in the pits, and there you see
how good the car is.
Work on the back end of that 83.
Lose if you pit. How good you can make the car.
So under caution here with 19 laps to go in this is super stock feature from Delaware Speedway. Still to come, Bone Stock's 40 lapper. Trevor Culver, your leader. Okay, I think we have something here for you, Derek, further back. Take us through it.
Pick up 4 or 5 spots and it's worth it, right? The guy that I watched do that in APC.
Okay, here they come.
Yeah, so yeah, we got the Nagy's really loose underneath the 07 there of Ramsey, and then like you said, yeah, they just kept bouncing off each other, chasing it back and forth.
Daryl Lake fortunate to stay off that.
Yeah, Ramsey would have just had an absolute handful of steering wheel back and forth there, just trying to keep it straight, and unfortunately, a little too much or a little overcorrect, or sometimes the chassis just unloads on you and it will just hook one way, and you don't really have too much control at that point.
So the 07 of Ramsey involved, the 36 of Hudson Nagy involved as runner caution here with 19 laps to go. In the super stock feature, we will be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented proudly by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
In The Paint Box, host Jane Roy puts a spotlight on various aspects of the vibrant visual art community in the City of London. The Paint Box, Mondays at 5:30 p.m.
Hi everyone, my name's Emily Febri. I'm also known as Ranger M. I'm an environmental communicator and educator, and I get to talk to a lot of different people about all things nature and conservation. I love to knowledge share, and that's what I want to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Sports fans know Sundays are for football. That's why you need NFL Sunday Ticket. With NFL Sunday Ticket, Rogers customers get every live game, every Sunday afternoon, all season long. Follow your favorite teams and players live in HD. Order NFL Sunday Ticket and get up to 200 regular season games. Rogers Xfinity TV customers say NFL Sunday Ticket into your voice remote.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet, and we have news now on what the issue is with the 83.
Yeah, it sounds like they're replacing a shock, so the car definitely handling went away on that. They maybe broke a shock or shock mount, but it looks like they've got something back in there. I just saw through the wheel all opening. So hopefully he can get back out here and get up to speed.
Under caution for a two-car incident with the 07 of Ramsey, who came in tonight third in the points, and the 36 of Hudson Nagy will crown a champion in this division next week as well. Trevor Culver leading on. Culver packed the track night, 450 of his closest friends and family here tonight, occupying one full section of the grandstand. He does it every year. Pete Van Wist Jr. in second spot. Ethan Orr, last week's feature race winner, in third. Carson Nagy fourth, and Darrell Lake, great recovery by Darrell Lake up to fifth.
Yeah.
Started shotgun on the field.
Yeah, he's passed a lot of cars so far tonight in this feature.
Here we go. Lights off the pace vehicle. Culver, Van Wist Jr. on row number one.
Scott here. This is going to be interesting. Culver's the leader.
Orr and Carson Nagy, row number two. And then it's Darrell Lake, Jay Cox, row number three, and the 83 down and away, Derek.
Yeah, looks like hopefully should be have enough time here to catch the tail. He'll be coming in with a head of steam and should be good.
Here they come on at turn number four. Culver will lead him to the line. 19 to go. Green flag, racing with the super stocks.
Good start by Culver there.
Oh, Van Wist Jr. got into him a little bit. And Pete Van Wist Jr. to the inside. Side by side for the lead. Here's a big point here. If Ethan Orr can get to that rear decker of the Van Wist car, Culver will be in trouble, but he won't. Crossover. Culver back to the inside, and Van Wist Jr. will shut the door. And Pete Van Wist Jr. right now making a statement and puts the one car back to second.
Wow, that was pretty wicked here. We'll see if Orr can get a little bit of clear track here and see what he can do.
What an impressive move. He might have got in him a little bit, Derek, in turn number one on that restart to kind of push the one up the track a little bit. Now he's got to hit his marks. He knows the one won't give up. The 57 of Orr coming as well. And Darrell Lake up to fourth.
Yeah, 8 wheels turn better than 4. Sometimes you just got to lean on them a little bit.
Leaders out of turn number 4. 16 to go. It's Pete Van Wist Jr. The restart gave him an opportunity to grab the lead. And he did. The one is Culver. And Ethan Orr just off screen trying to catch this duel.
And Orr with the fastest lap of the night so far in this feature race.
That 57's coming impressively. Leaders, Van Wist goes in a little bit high there. Culver goes low. Maybe Pete trying to diamond in the corner a little bit, Derek?
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying a little bit of a different line. Maybe the car's just not quite to his liking. He's just trying to find some speed.
Culver watches up the track just a bit, allowed Van Wist to gain another car length, maybe a car and a half. As they'll complete another lap. Van Wist Jr. now Culver falling back into the clutches of Ethan Orr here. Lake up to fourth. Carson Nagy in fifth.
Looks like Carson's bottoming out a bit in the middle of 3 and 4, where I didn't see that earlier. I saw the car with the nose right down, but looks like he's bottoming out some sparks and slowing him down a bit, maybe.
It's been a long time since we've seen the one take the lead and not give it up. Tonight, second and third respectively. Daryl Lake starting to bridge that gap from Carson Nagy to the ore machine. There you see Daryl in the fourth position all by himself. Daryl Lake's not out of this race yet, Derek.
No, he just ran his fastest lap of the night.
Vanderwist, Palmer, Orr, Lake, Nagy, Carson Nagy, your top five. Sean Chenoweth, a good run. He's up to sixth now. Then it's Dyson, Zardo, Cox, Hernia Jr., Rickwood, Edgar, and Menzie. That's your running order. Daryl Lake has almost made this front threesome a foursome at the front of this field.
Yeah, he's a tenth to a tenth and a half faster than everybody in front of him every lap. We got the 4 around in...
Caution on the speedway!
Down in 2, I think.
It's Edgar around in turns 1 and 2. And here we go again. And now it's an opportunity for the one car.
Yeah, we shake everything up again and stack them back up and see what happens here.
Interesting scenario here. You're going to have Vanderwist on the inside of row 1, Culver on the outside. Now you got Ethan Orr on the inside of row 2. Right tight behind the 7. Culver could be in trouble if he gets a hair of a bad restart here, Derek.
Yeah, he needs a really clean one here. This, you know, the next 2 cars are quite a bit quicker.
Oh, maybe Edgar contact with Menzie?
Yeah, the 5 just sent it in there about half a lane below the racing groove and kind of hope for the best, and the best didn't happen.
So the 5 will get sent to the back as incident car.
Pete Vanderwist Jr. makes some noise down there in the grandstand.
And Edgar into the pit area.
Who's cheering for the 1 and Trevor Culver?
So they just had a poll here at the Speedway. Who's cheering for the 7? Everybody but the Culver section obviously cheered. It'll be Vanderwist Jr. Culver, row number 1, Orr and Lake in row number 2, Carson Nagy, Chenoweth in row number 3. 10 laps to go when we restart here. Final broadcast on Rogers TV for Delaware Speedway Racing, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. I want to thank everybody at the dealership, staff, employees, ownership for jumping on board with Delaware Speedway Racing here on Rogers TV through 2025. It doesn't work without your partnership. We appreciate that. They've been asked to double up now.
I believe his 3rd year of competition.
And it's Vanderwist Jr. This is a big restart. As Derek mentioned, a huge restart here for the 1. He gets caught on the outside with that fast 57 starting inside row number 2, and Culver could be in trouble. Then he got Carson Nagy inside row 3. Huge restart here.
Yeah, Nagy hasn't shown a ton of speed yet this feature, but we'll see if anything changes here after a heat cycle on the tires.
Absolutely. White flag being displayed this time by. Still to come, bull stock 40 lapper. That'll be crazy with the bone stocks.
I think Edgar just parked it there too. They didn't look like too much damage on the car, but maybe something suspension-wise broke after that contact.
This is our second restart. The last restart, Vanderwist Jr. maybe a little bump and run on the 1 car, got to the inside of Culver and passed him for the lead. We haven't seen that much at all in 2025. Culver came into the feature with a 14-point lead over Carson Nagy. Here they come. They'll mash the gas. Green flag with the super stocks. Vanderwist Jr. preferred line. Culver checked on the outside. Orr trying to get there. And Orr's going to get there.
Yeah,
the one washed up.
Wow. Lake might follow Orr right through here.
Culver might be in trouble here. Vanderwist Jr. trying to get away. 9 to go. This time on. And Orr's up to second spot.
What a run by Ethan there.
Here comes Daryl Lake. He started shotgun in the field. And he's battling for 3rd with 8.5 to go.
Culver's in a bit of trouble there.
Carson Nagy's right there as well. We mentioned this on the restart. This could be trouble for Culver, and it is. Vanderwist Jr., Orr, Lake, and now Nagy to the inside of Culver. And Nagy will grab the 4th spot.
Yeah, Culver jumped out a bit early there to try and get to the bottom. Just a heads-up racing move. Found a little hole, got down to the bottom.
Yeah, Zardo was coming in the 6th spot. Wow, what a changing of the guard up front in this particular feature. It's Pete Vanderwist Jr. in the front of this field. And that 57 of Ethan Orr has just had a sensational 2 or 3 weeks here in September.
Oh, that car's has just been on rails.
Darrell Lake from the back of the field to third. Then Carson Nagy and Culver, your top five. Sardo in sixth, the front six trying to get away.
Got a lot of action here with the 28, 89, and 83. There's great paint back and forth.
That's a battle for seventh. Dyson, Chenoweth, and Rickwood. Van West on his own, or on his own, and Lake, Nagy, and Culver all together for third. 5 to go. Super stock feature from Delaware Speedway. They'll crown a champion next week.
And Ethan Orr, the fastest car on the track again there. He's a good kid too.
He is a good kid. Absolutely. Out of turn 4 to go. You like this feature? DelawareSpeedway.com next Friday night. A champion will be crowned in the Super Stocks. Vanderbilt Jr. out front, Ethan Orr second. Lake, Carson Nagy, Culver your top five. Zardo, Dyson, Rickwood, Chenoweth, Hurdy Jr., Menzie, and Jay Cox. It's an anomaly tonight, Derek. We haven't seen it a lot this year. When Culver grabs the lead during the early part of the race, he never gives it up. At least he hasn't many times at all. Tonight, Vanderwist got him, and he's still out front.
Yeah, those couple of restarts there were just not what Culver needed. He needed that just to stay green and go.
2 to go. Vanderwist down the back. Orr trying to catch him. Lake can't seem to dive into the second place lead by Orr, but Lake's had a real good run. White flag on the Speedway. And in turn 1, Vanderwist Jr. watched by the 57 of Orr. Orr won the feature last week. Down the back another time. Half a lap to go. He lost the lead to the 1 of Culver. Got it back and never relinquished it. Pete Vanderwist Jr. wins the Super Stock feature.
What a race.
Absolutely. Orr second, Lake third, Nagy, Culver your top five. Zardo, Dyson, Rickwood, Chenoweth, Renee Jr. your top 10. Menzie and Jay Cox.
As always there, we got our flagman Aiden putting on a show of his own, so that's always entertaining.
He's the baton flagman for sure. Kuykendall, Edgar, and Nick Ramsey and Hudson Nagy.
Tell you what, when
did not finish the race.
got out front, I did not see.
So Ramsey did come back out and finish there at the end. I don't know if how many laps he completed, but
okay,
just trying to get some points.
Good. Absolutely. Not the result that the 450 Culver fans wanted to see tonight, unfortunately.
No, that's for sure.
Looked good early though.
Yeah, saves us some time on pictures, I think, though.
That restart, that first restart was a big one, and I'm not sure, but it kind of looked like maybe the 7 got a little bump and run on the 1, kind of washed the 1 up a little bit, got to the inside and got the lead and never gave it up. Momentarily, we'll send it down trackside to hear from Jordan Mosley and Pete Vanderwist Jr. Pete actually talked with Kate earlier tonight as well. Gonna swig of water, getting all set to exit the vehicle. Impressive win by the 7 for sure here tonight in the Super Stock division. Out of the car, Pete Vanderwist Jr., your Super Stock feature race winner tonight. And let's send it down trackside.
Pete, an excellent run. How clutch was that crossover move on that restart?
I got to give thanks to my spotter there, my dad. He called clear low, and it was right there, and Culver pushed up a little bit, and I just got right under him.
How excited are you for the rest of the season with how the second half's gone here?
Pretty excited. It's pretty awesome now. It's doing really well, especially with how last week went. And I can't thank my crew guys enough for the late night that they put into throwing the motor in last night. Of course, got to thank all my sponsors, CIPG, Discount Drain, Yarmouth Metal Supply, SRS, Arc One Welding Supply, David Driveholt Renovations, Pilkey Automotive, Tallville Windows and Doors, Stumps R Us, Barber & Co. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Pete Vanderwist Jr. brings home another checkered flag down here.
Pete Vanderwist Jr., your Super Stock feature race winner. Will go 40 with the Bone Stocks next. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Good evening. Welcome to the top of the tower. Chris Soares, Derek Clark, Kate Friel trackside. Here is the lead change restart #1 Superstock feature. Derek, take us through it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this one here because the vantage point, I can't see down into turn 1 that well, 1 and 2. So Culver got a great start here. And Van Wees just kind of pulled a little bit of a crossover on him. Looks like he jacked him up just a little bit. He got the nose under the back quarter just a bit, but that was very minor. But you know, he definitely didn't give him any more room than he needed, or giving him no inches of give and take there at all. It was just all take on the 7, which that's what you got to do.
Yeah, and you saw the 1 drift up the track there in turns 3 and 4. Vanderwist grabbed the lead there. Tried to cross over there, but Pete shut the door. And he came down hard there. Usually in that crossover, Trevor's there, right? But he got the door shut on him.
Yeah, and when the one there, Culver, he had to take a really low straight line into the bottom of turn 1 and 2. And the car, they just don't turn like that. You got to use a lot more brake. They get really tight. Cuts a lot of speed out of the car when you take that really shallow straight line in on the bottom.
A lot of 4 cylinders, I'll tell you.
Getting set for the Bone Stock 40 lapper here from Delaware Speedway.
It's amazing how this class just stays this strong.
Our final race of the season on Rogers TV. And this is going to be a good one.
Having to run a consolation race with a meet.
Don't forget DelawareSpeedway.com. Still plenty of racing. Some big races still to come, including tomorrow afternoon the V8 stocks and the NASCAR Canada Series for twin 125 lappers tomorrow. Next Friday, championship races for the late model super stocks and modifieds. The week after that, championship race for the V8 stocks. October 4th, championship race for the bone stocks. All your ticket information on the Delaware Speedway website. It'll be former points leader Colin Wills will be the point car here. Paul Fothergill, look at this. We're not used to this. Because of the group qualifying, we got the big wigs in the front of this field right at the start, Derek. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, what did they, do you remember what they rolled for the Inver here? Was 5 cars?
Yes, 5. That's why you have Donovan Clark starting inside row number 3, right? So you have Colin Williams, the former points leader, currently in 4th. Fothergill, 5th in points outside row 1. You got the co-points leader, Charlie Verhoeven, inside row number 2. 3rd in points, Michael Verburn, outside row number 2. The other co-leader in the points, the 52 Donovan Clark, who was the fastest qualifier, inside row 3. Then you got 4th in the points and defending series champ Matt Langford, outside row number 3. What a start, what a front of this field for sure.
Yeah, this is going to be a great race. I can't wait to see this. And Mitch Rawlings, like, he's really been coming along the last little while too. He's found a lot of speed. He's been doing pretty good.
Yeah, Rockwood will start row number 4 alongside Justin Culver. Rawlings and Will Quarry in row number 5. And General in row number 6 alongside Sterling Roberts. Then it's Mark Lamont, Conrad Julian, Ian Levesque, Gary Triska, Len Starrett, Cassie Howard, Ryan Hooper, Thomas Jeremy, Nathan Rhea, Jordan Morris. Surprised Jordan started that far back. Chad Prue, Tom Hughes, Bradley Marchand, Joe Kicks, Brady Aldman, Jennifer Hatch, Rob Wollaston, John Fluid, Barry Watson, John Clausen, William Clausen, Matt Ingram, Sarah Lawrence, Jesse Hertz. I know why, because he was in one of the B mains. So the fastest 20 qualifiers got into the A main, and they occupy the top 20 spots.
Yeah, that's right.
40 laps for the Bone Stocks to finish off tonight, to finish off our season on Rogers TV. Welcome, Chris Orrs, Derek Clark, top of the tower, Cape Frail trackside. Green flag, racing with the Bone Stocks with Wilms and Fothergill up front. 2 by 2 all the way back for 10 rows. And Wilms will grab the lead. Here comes Charlie Verhoeven to the inside for Burns in the 19.
I don't think Verhoeven's going to waste any time getting to the front here.
Donovan Clark right behind Verhoeven. Those are your co-leaders in the points. And Wilms out front. Verhoeven to the inside of Fothergill. Donovan Clark in that white and blue 52. Trying to get to the inside of Fothergill. Verhoeven clear for second. Langford runs 6th, followed by Rockwood and Culver. These guys are going to be together the whole race up front.
I think so.
Wilms, Verhoeven, Fothergill, your front 3. Clark inside of Burn for 4th. Langford there as well. It's another reason these guys love the group qualifying nights, because you got the fastest cars. They're going to start with each other in the A-main anyway.
That's right.
Fathergill putting some pressure on Verhoeven. Clark clear for 4th. Langford trying to get to the inside of Verburn. And Verburn will clear into the 5th spot. Wilms will lead the Bone Stock train up the turn 2 and down the back another time. Our first side-by-side battles for 7th. Rockwood and Culver, they started side-by-side. They're still side-by-side. And Colin Wilms looking pretty strong in that blue 17 out front. They're holding the 8, Fothergill to 33. The field itself is huge, which is awesome. Front 6 have split themselves down from 7th spot. Now Rockwood, Culver, Bella remain side-by-side. Roberts and Corey still side-by-side. They started beside each other as well.
If you remember back in the Enduro days of starting 150-plus cars, and we'd think this was nothing, but I'm pretty sure it just turns out we were crazy.
Yeah, 3 wide, standing start, and the field went all the way back to the entrance of turn 3 back in the Enduro days. Front 2 trying to get themselves away now from Fothergill. They got a little bit of a gap now. Wilms and Verhoeven. On track right now, Verhoeven leads the points by 2. 2 positions ahead of Donovan Clark. It's a point per position, and the 71 of Clausen slow and heading into the pits.
And Verhoeven just ran his fastest lap of the race, which is also the fastest lap of everybody that last time by there. He's clicking them off pretty good here.
Wilms and Verhoeven, your front 2. Then it's Fothergill, Clark, Verburn. Set 3rd through 5th. And the leaders working turns 3 and 4 now. Now they're into some traffic. They'll get to the 64 of a Clausen first. It's all about traffic now in this type of race with all these cars on the track. And there's cars all around the half mile now. Bone Stock 40 lapper. Fothergill, Clark, Verburn remained at 3rd through 5th. Langford running all by himself in 6th.
Yeah, this lap traffic's going to play quite a factor, I think, in here. How well these guys can slice through it and maintain position.
Up the hill at turn 2, down and back. Here comes Verhoeven to the inside. And Wilms will shut the door. Now there's the nose of Fothergill. He's bridged that gap back to the front 2. Wilms, Verhoeven, Fothergill, Clark, Verburn.
Yeah, seeing the top 5 this close together after 10 laps is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Matt Langford all by himself, the defending series champ, trying to get there. He's a good 10, 12 car lengths behind Verburn.
Verburn's got a nose on him there.
They'll go 3 wide to the high side of Wollaston. Verhoeven's there. To the inside, Charlie Verhoeven. He won last week due to a Roberts penalty, and he's won 3 in a row earlier in the season. Now he's the leader here with still 29 laps to go. Charlie Verhoeven front of the field.
Or I think I said Verburn instead of Verhoeven, but I knew who I meant.
They'll go to the high side of the 90 of Barry Watson. Wilms drops to second, Fothergill in third. Then it's Clark and Verburn. Still a ton of race to go. Still a ton of traffic to negotiate. And Clark looks to the inside. Verburn looking to the outside of the 52. And Verhoeven got loose, almost hit the wall with the right rear. Out of turn 4, but kept the lead. Wow, that was close.
Yeah, he had a handful.
Coming up on some battling cars here. They'll catch him out of turn 4, I would imagine. The front 5 all together again. Verhoeven, Wilms, Fothergill, Clark, and Verburn. They've been together since the start of this race. Into some traffic again. There you saw a glimpse of the traffic ahead of them. Half the straightaway ahead is a 4-car battle for position that they're going to have to get through here.
Yeah, that one's one I'm watching for the leaders to catch up to here because they're using a lot of track.
Leaders will complete another lap, 25 to go, that time by.
But Donovan Clark keeps getting the nose. He keeps looking under Fothergill there. He just can't quite get by him.
Yeah, there's a side-by-side battle. Kicks and Hughes ahead of them. Outman's there as well. So is Marchand in the 69C. Ahead of Verhoeven. Verhoeven got now to about an 8-car length lead. Over Colin Wilms. Wilms in that 17, Fothergill, Clark, and Verburn to 19. Verburn gets a little bit of a run off the corner.
Good run there.
And he'll get to the door on the 52 of Clark. The cold points that are coming into this feature. Verhoeven, look out!
Wow.
Verhoeven dove to the inside and turned forward to the inside and kicks. I'm not sure Joe's on there, Derek.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, making a move like that on the bottom 3 wide.
Wow. He went 3 wide and turned 4 and gained some distance on the track. Clark has dropped to 5th. That's a difference of 5 points now between Verhoeven and Clark. That puts Charlie right now on the fly, a 5-point lead in the points.
But he had to make that move because if he held up at all for those lap cars, he was going to get caught by the 17 and 33, no problem. So.
Well, this Fothergill battle for second, hitting into turn number 3. There you see the nose of Verburn right side of your screen. They'll put the 51 at Hughes down a lap. Now the 99 at Crew. Out of turn number 4. 21 to go that time by. Wilms led the points earlier on in the season for a few weeks. Then had a disastrous night and dropped 5 spots in the point standings. Same kind of thing for Fothergill, who was battling, never had the points, but dropped a couple of spots a few weeks ago.
20 down, 20 to go.
And Michael Verburn there, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I think didn't Fothergill had a DQ or something too as well?
So.
Yeah. That dropped him back quite a bit.
Michael Verburn there as well. That is second through 4th. At the front of this field, led by the 8 of Charlie Verhoeven, who's about 8 car lengths ahead of that blue 17. And more traffic for the leaders coming here. That was a good point you made, Holly. Verhoeven had to get through that traffic 3 wide. We'll see. He might have been passed.
Yeah, they would have just brought those other guys right up to him if he had it checked up there. That was a killer move.
Verburn inside of Fothergill for position. This is for 3rd. On the track behind the 17 of Wilms. Side by side at the line. Leaders working turns 1 and 2. And Verburn will make the pass. And Verburn up to the 3rd spot. Now Donovan Clark's really lost the pace of this lead group. He's actually fallen back into the clutches of Matt Langford off screen. It's Wilms and Verburn, 2nd and 3rd, coming right at you. 17 to go. Go ahead.
They're running, longer race here than they normally would too. So maybe just abusing that right front tire. The car's going away on them.
Yeah, the car's going away from the drivers, but the car coming to Michael Verburn. Look at that left front brake rotor just glowing. The 19 looking strong right now with the 16 to go this time by. Caution on the speedway. And I'm not quite sure. Turn 3, debris. That's what we're hearing over race control.
So we've got some debris.
Debris in turn number 3, and that'll eliminate the lead for the 8 of Charlie Verhoeven.
And that will bring
Yeah, we could see here what we saw with the super stock race, and one bad restart, or not even a bad restart on the super stocks, just didn't go the way of Culver. But Verhoeven's lead could go the same way.
Absolutely. It'll be Colin Wilms starting on the outside, so an opportunity here for Verburn, starting inside row number 2 to get to the inside of the Wilms machine on the restart. Fothergill runs 4th. And Donovan Clark and Langford.
This is true.
Rockwood, Corey, and Justin Culver and Adam Jenner are your top 10. Mitchell Rawlings runs 11th. Conrad Julian 12th. Ian Levac 13th. Mark Lamont 14th. Lynn Sterrett your top 15.
But just looking at the lap times quickly there, just before it had changed, Charlie Verhoeven's last lap by was only a few thousandths of a second off of his best lap, which was lap 6. So, that tells me that car's still hanging in really good. And we looked at Donovan's lap time there, and he's dropped almost 2 seconds a lap, a second and a half a lap.
Oh, wow. Not much, eh? Yeah, that's significant for sure.
No, that's pending that the timing and scoring was accurate there. It might have been a little messed up depending on when the caution come out on his last lap by. But
right.
10th is Adam Genero.
So they're cleaning up debris in turn number 3. 17 laps to go. Bone stock 40 lapper. We will continue on the other side of the break. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen.
Mitchell Rawlings, 12th is 27 of Conrad.
Bring the family to Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat buffet. Fresh pizzas, pasta, and salads, something for everyone. Great taste, great time, all in one place. Pizza Hut, where family meals are unforgettable.
Hi, I'm Kathleen from Hiking with Kathleen. Please join me this season where I bring you on my great adventures of hiking, paddling, and camping. And I bring you up close to wildlife as I see them on my hikes.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. And what I thought was during the break that ever fabled debris caution actually was a debris caution, Derek.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. Looks like
something very small.
Yeah. Small enough I can't tell what it is from here, but
here we go. Charlie Verhoeven will bring him to the line. Lights off the pace vehicle. 17 to go when we restart here. Bone stock 40 lap feature. Wilms on the outside. Green flag racing with the bone stocks another time. Verburn right to the inside of Wilms already. And Michael Verburn trying to take advantage here of the restart. Verhoeven's away. Verburn, very strong quarter
very
victory.
good start there by Verburn.
To Donovan Clark. Hey, we did it for the other 2 divisions. Why not the bone stocks? Let's take you below the flag stand. Speed shot, Rush Rogers TV. Now that shot takes a little longer, Derek Clark, because we got so many bone stocks on the track. It's awesome.
It does. That's a great view, though. I love that view.
Verhoeven out front. Verburn's up to second. Wilms trying to protect the third. Donovan Clark trying to battle back here. The inside of Father goes in. It's Langford and Rockwood. But it's all red number 8 right now. There's Donovan Clark in the 52, Fothergill 33, Langford 0-3. Langford led the points as well for a few weeks this year, defending series champ. Just off there's the yellow 97 of Rockwood. And Langford will get to the inside of Fothergill for position. Rockwood will try and follow him through. Donovan Clark looking racy again all of a sudden.
Yeah, it might have just been enough to cool the tires down. You know, just kind of get a little bit of a reset there, find some grip again.
Wells in the 17, Clark in the 52, 13 to go this time by. They're all strung out. Only one side-by-side battle. That's right. Just outside the top 10 between Sterrett and Mark Lamont.
You got Jennifer Haft, looks like maybe she's pulling in down the back stretch there.
Yeah, you just saw her go by, bottom of your screen. As the leaders will head to turn number 3. It's Wilms and Clark, 3rd and 4th respectively. We'll pick them up on in turn 4. They'll come right at you here in turn 1. They'll dive into the corner. Up the hill in turn 2 and down the back here at Delaware Speedway. Verhoeven, Verburn, your front 2. Wilms, Clark, Langford, your top 5. Fothergill's falling outside the top 5 to 6th spot. 11 to go. Charlie trying to win, I think, would be his 4th feature and his 5th total due to a penalty to another driver, but is the 4th on track. Won 3 in a row earlier this season. And dominating right now. Got to the front early and has stayed there thus far. 10 to go. Verburn trying to track him down.
If I'm not mistaken, the top 6 are the top 6 in points as well.
You are correct, sir. You are correct. And the co-leaders, there you see the battle for 3rd and 4th, the top left at one moment. Now they're bottom right, Wilms and Clark, 3rd and 4th. And leaders top left, Verhoeven and Verburn. Verhoeven and Clark, the 8 to 52 came into tonight, tied for the lead. Now you have 3 points, 3 positions separating them, which is 3 points, so that would give Verhoeven right now a 3-point lead, the points on the fly.
Just a couple laps ago there, Charlie Verhoeven ran a 22.998. That is moving around here in a 4-cylinder.
Wow. Look at the high side up top left of your screen of the 71 of Clausen.
Here comes Verburn. He's closed right in on him.
Yeah, into some traffic. Next up, the 11 of Wollaston. Verhoeven to the outside. Verburn in tow. Off your screen, Langford's getting to the outside of Clark for position. Verhoeven got by the 228 in good time. And there's that battle we mentioned to you. Clark in the 52. Langford in the 03. And Langford an impressive pass on the outside. Maybe the 52 is starting to go away again.
Yeah, it looks like it's fading on him again here.
So Clark losing another spot, which is another point. Now he's falling into the clutch of the 33 of Fothergill. Verhoeven maintaining that 4 or 5 car length lead over Michael Verburn.
Yeah, Donovan's up to running about a 23.99, and Verhoeven's still 23 flat. So, you know, 9/10 of a second there. Loss in lap time.
Verburn missing a junior hockey game tonight to continue his Delaware season, which has been fantastic. Got a car in the wall in turn 2. That's Trisk, I believe. And we'll come to a stop. Here come the leaders. Look out! And Verhoeven just missed them. Out of turn 2 and caution on the speedway. Oh my goodness.
That was a little too close.
6 laps to go. Oh, that was a little too close. Wow.
You got lay and pray down there in turn 2. It comes to pit road.
So here's my I don't understand. I'll have a question after the replay. Take us through
let's have a look at this.
And the second yellow of the evening for the Bone Stocks.
It just looks like it just way out of shape on him there. He got a good piece of the wall. It's hard to, it looks like the left rear tire's flat, or he's just running a very low profile tire there.
If we, I don't know if we're going to keep this rolling, this rolling here. So there's a little gap, a pretty big gap here, pretty big gap. There goes Marchand and Verhoeven. So they throw the caution. So here's my question, and I think you know where I'm going.
So.
So a huge gap there before Bradley Marchand came through. The 58 doesn't move. The caution comes out. The 58 moves right away. not take that gap and get down to the bottom of the track? You're coming in the pits anyways. I don't understand that.
Sorry, there's some interference there. I couldn't hear what you said.
I was saying there was a big gap before we saw the 69C come through when Gary was parked on the tie. And then right when the caution flag came out, the 55 starts moving. Why not take the advantage of that gap and get to the inside of the track? You're coming to the pits anyway.
Well, it just, if the track stays green that way, you lose a lot more time. And, some guys will hold that out there. Now, sometimes the tracks have enforced penalties on that. If you sit there to bring in the caution and then move,
That's true. And that's good on any track who might do that in that scenario.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie Verhoeven leads 6 to go when we come back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
Hi.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to determine if drivers are impaired by legal or illegal drugs. And because drug-impaired drivers can pose just as great a risk as drunk drivers, they face the same penalties, like the loss of their driver's license, a criminal record, fines, and more. A message from the RCMP, the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, and Arrive Alive Drive Sober.
Welcome back. 6 laps to go. Charlie Verhoeven trying to take it to the green, to the checkered flag here. On Rogers TV's final broadcast, Delaware Speedway Racing for 2025. They'll crown a bone stock champion October the 4th. Here they come. Green flag. We're racing with the bone stocks for Burn on the outside. It's started by Burn. Into turn 1. Up the hill in turn 2. Verhoeven fighting back on the inside. Wilms in the 17. Langford's there. They're all right there. The top 6 at points all there. And Verburn wants to go on the outside. Verhoeven trying to get back on the inside. Michael Verburn looking strong. And he'll cut in front of the gate and grab the lead.
What a pass for the lead there, running the highway around.
Now Langford crossing over to the inside of Verhoeven. Fothergill there. Wilms there. Put a blanket on him. The Bone Stock Championship in full swing at the front of this field. Verhoeven on track has the lead by 5 over Donovan Clark. And it's Michael Verburn at the front of this field. 4 to go. And Verburn coming into tonight 6th in the points. Well back though. But having a whale of a night. Charlie Verhoeven won't let him go just yet. And Verhoeven closing back in.
Yeah, big time.
They go to the high side. They gap to Langford. Langford, Fothergill, Wilms, crush your top 6. And Verhoeven is back for another fight. Down the back another time. 2.5 laps to go. Verburn trying to hold on. Verhoeven closing in under braking. They got about 3 car lengths on Matty Langford in that 3rd spot, who's had a great recovery. 2 to go at the line.
Yeah, Verhoeven's really sending it in there in 3 and 4.
Verburn, Verhoeven, your top 2. Verhoeven now your points leader as they race. Wilms under Fothergill for 4th off camera. We're coming around for the white flag here. The 19 of Verburn, the 8 of Verhoeven. Impressive outside pass by Verburn to grab the lead. White flag. Our final lap this year on Rogers TV is going to be led by Michael Verburn through turns 1 and 2. Charlie Verhoeven trying to find an answer here. Down the back into turn 3. He got an opportunity with the restart. He took advantage on the high side. Michael Verburn, checker flag in the Bone Stock 40 lapper from Delaware.
Wow, I thought Verhoeven had that thing locked up there.
Yeah, me too. Rest of the field coming around here. It's going to be Verhoeven, Langford, Fothergill, Wilms, your top 5. Donovan Clark, 6th, followed by Quarry Culver, Rockwood, General, your top 10.
I tell you what, Mike, when the 8 got up,
Rawlings, Sterritt, Julian, Levesque, Rhea, your top 15. Mark Lamont, Jeremy, Fluid, Hughes, Hooper, your top 20. Cassie Howard, Kicks, Oudman, Chad Prue, Bradley Marchand, your top 25. Then it's Watson, Wollison, Ingram, Triska, Hatch, John Clausen, Sarah Lawrence, Herzl, William Clausen, Sterling Roberts, and Jordan Morris. Unofficial running order for the Bone Stock 40-lapper. Derek, what a race.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's 2 times tonight that the car we thought was going to run away with it. Caution comes out, everything changes.
And Kate Friel has a knack of talking to what could be successful drivers that night. This is the second driver she's talked to already this evening that's won their feature.
Maybe she can interview me next time I race.
There you go. Yeah, make that deal. Getting set to hear from the 19 of Michael Verburn. Here you see one of our many volunteers that have come out this season. There's Kyle there with the camera ready to go to get Michael coming out of the 19 car. Our volunteers do a fantastic job each and every week here at Delaware Speedway. Chris, Scott, Shane in the truck over the season. Fantastic job as always. It is a privilege doing broadcast with you guys at the helm. Thank you so much. There he is. Michael Verburn in the 19. Let's take it trackside. Jordan Maudsley.
Excellent ride there. Take me through your evening.
Yeah, we started off, we got back a bit, fell back to 5th, and then worked our way forward. And then on the last restart, we took the lead and just never looked back.
How good does it feel to be down here in Victory Lane?
Feels really good. We've been running for a few years now, and it's been a long time coming, so it definitely feels good.
Who do you want to thank here?
Yeah, I want to thank all the guys behind you that help out, make this thing go around the track. Otterville Motors, Strathroy Mini Storage, Nick Minton Synergy Realty, Vanoss Installations, ACO Cement Finishers, and just everyone else who helps us out on this thing.
Michael Verburn with an excellent run, leads the last lap here, brings it home.
Michael Verburn, your Bone Stock feature race winner. We will wrap things up for the season next. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Steve McCaw from Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Welcome to the 2025 race season. From the Ray Cullen Chevrolet family, we are excited about another great year.
Hey, you want to see a show on Rogers TV that doesn't feature any human stars? Well, you've come to the right place. Watch Crumpet Corner, this brand new show full of laughs and, weirdness, chaos.
Jack 102.3, playing hits of the 80s, 90s, and more. So you can have the time of your life again. And again. For hits of the 80s, 90s, and more, listen to Jack 102.3.
Welcome back at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen and Chevrolet. Chris Orrs, Derek Clark. We will chat with you in a moment's time. Let's get final thoughts from someone who has done a fantastic job this year. She's normally been up here with me. Love having her here. We loved having her downstairs tonight. Here's Kate Friel.
Well, it's been a great season here at Delaware Speedway. Chris, we got to be apart tonight, but that's okay. Down in the pits, I think I brought a couple teams some luck with some interviews, so we had no announcer's curse tonight, just an interviewer's luck, I guess. I've enjoyed my time here at Delaware this season. We had a great night of racing. Michael Verburn gets his first win. Pete Vanderwist Jr. in Victory Lane. Great race by the Modifieds. We had a great time, and back upstairs.
Thank you, Kate. She's also the public address announcer for the London Nationals, who play at home at the Western Fair on Wednesday night in Junior B action. Derek Clark, thank you so much for stepping up with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Tonight you came up with us last year. Final thoughts on this evening?
Oh, it was just a great night of racing. I mean, saw some shakeups that I wasn't expecting, and just a lot of good door-to-door action. Not a lot of wrecks. The ones that did happen were kind of unavoidable. Just really a great night.
Yeah, good luck the rest of the way with your V8 platooning with the Watson team. Also, good luck with Ryan out at Grand Bend Speedway in the junior sprints. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks to the whole Rogers crew and everybody for the whole year. Like, it's a phenomenal broadcast to watch. When you're sitting at home, like, you don't get this with other short tracks around. You know, we get just a great program to watch.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Shout out to those of you who have stayed with us all season long. Thanks for participating us. Ray Cullen, all the staff there, thank you for your title sponsorship. Our volunteers all the way around the track. Volunteers, fantastic job. They're switching to the hockey season. Chris, Shane, Scott in the truck. Thank you so much to everybody who puts this on. It's a privilege to bring racing to you each week here on Rogers TV. We will see you next racing season in 2026. The Knights home opener, Friday night, Owen Sound in town, 6:30 right here on Rogers TV. DelawareSpeedway.com. Plenty more racing here. Make sure you check the website for details and ticket information. Good night from Delaware Speedway. It's been a pleasure. It's been Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented proudly by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Your wrestling management was watching.
All it takes is one shot, and Keegan delivered it.
Keegan celebrating with the crowd here. Ken Warren maybe back to the old strategy table for Mr. Warren. Not wanting to be seen, not too happy about that loss.
Your next contest is a commentary direction, scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first.
Well, some tag team action we have for you up next. A tag team we've seen a couple of times here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, and then a couple of stars that we've seen many, many times are going to be teaming up to take on these guys right here.
Robbie Cosmo and Jax Williams, you may know them as Millennial Falcon. From Earth to Dagobah. Millennial Falcon looking to make their name in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Millennial Falcon ready for action here. The two men they are going to be taking on here, as I mentioned, we've seen many times in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Some great battles with these two, going to be teaming up tonight. And there he is. You've heard many superstars in the past. Athletes nicknamed a highlight reel. I think this is Hammerlock Pure Wrestling's own highlight reel right here, Chili Brown.
No doubt about it, the human Hammerlock highlight reel, Chili Brown making his way to the ring, always bringing the excitement along with him. same can be said about his partner, the honorable one, Brian White.
Pure heart we've seen from Brian White in the past. Never, ever giving up. And they've got a fan with them here, right here in Stratford. Maybe a new manager.
Could be. This is almost like the all-star team of Hammerlock Pure Wrestling here. Both men very successful in singles competition. Now looking to team tonight. And the crowd adores both these men, as you can see.
High fives all around in the front row here in Stratford. From their new manager as well. He's going to enter the ring. Why not? Get in on the action. Feel the excitement here at Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
You're always part of the show when you come to Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Linnea Falcon has something to say about that. Robbie Cosmos not wanting anything to do with this new potential manager.
Getting him back in the ring here. Team photo here. Maybe the first of many if this team develops even further.
You never know. Anything is possible.
And we mentioned we've seen a lot of them in the past. Chili Brown, very accomplished tag team wrestler, a part of High Octane in the past with Bryce Hansen as well, the young lion.
That's true. Our Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion, one half of the former High Octane. Chili Brown in a bit of a tag team limbo here, looking to maybe find success with the honorable one, Brian White. Looks like White and Robbie Cosmos here, looking to start this match. Well, maybe starting this match, not sure.
I'm not sure what's going on. Brian White, he tried to leave here. Brian White going after him. And Cosmos missing the elbow there.
White showing his experience deep in the head of Cosmos.
Speaking of deep, how deep is that arm drag?
A steamboat-esque arm drag to start this match. I believe the bell rung.
I think we're in the action here, and not a great start for Robbie Cosmos. Missing that elbow right off the bat. You could tell that he may have done some damage to his arm there. Elbow meets mat. No flesh in the middle.
Not a good situation for elbow, ever. Now Brian White, just the head game of Brian White right now, just on full display, knowing what his opponent's doing almost before it happens.
Taking advantage of the situation, not even letting him bounce off the ropes, following right up with a clothesline and meeting in the middle that time.
White throwing.
Quick pinfall, 1, 2.
White
almost
throwing,
over before it began.
No kidding, all of his weight behind that clothesline, knocking the wind out of Robbie Cosmos.
Jax Williams, you can see, upset with the way this one started out. Pinfall.
It was like a deep Hurricane Rana bridge. Very impressive offense by White.
He's got Cosmos up already.
Going for a ride, are we?
Dizzying him before he places him. He doesn't know where he is. Robbie Cosmos going for... Oh, just realized. Not the corner you want to be in. Chili Brown playing along with a dazed Robbie Cosmos there.
Now in comes Brown, and the excitement, the action about to pick up a notch.
Huge rolling splash there from Brown 1. Maybe a quick 2. Swinging neck breaker now. going for the pinfall. White won. Not getting what he wants, but Robbie Cosmos needs to get out of this matchup.
Absolutely. Jax Williams probably just foaming at the mouth almost in the corner, looking to get into the action with a cheap shot.
He did from the ring apron there, and knee to the back.
Cosmos
gives the opening for the tag.
And Cosmos finally getting out of this match. Williams in like a house on fire.
Williams is fired up, standing on the outside there, just stewing in this match. Cosmos saying, yes, we're going to slow it down now, go at our pace here.
Millennial Falcon looking to get back in this match in the form of Jax Williams.
Williams with a dirty look over to the corner of Chili Brown there.
Almost goading him to get in.
Huge suplex into the pinfall. 1, 2.
Only 2 for Millennial Falcon.
And shoving Chili Brown off the side of the ring apron now.
Totally uncalled for by Williams.
Just taunting him on the outside as he brings Brian White back to his feet and back to his corner. Robbie Cosmos getting that breather that was needed, and a quick tag in now.
Millennial Falcon, no strangers to tag team actions themselves.
Off the back, and a shot to Brian White in the corner. Is that enough? Takes a lot to keep Brian White's shoulders on that mat, as we've seen in the past.
No doubt about that. Resiliency and heart, that's all the Honorable One is. He will fight to his very last breath.
Knee right in the back, stretching the arms out, and right back down to the mat. Pinfall again, 1, 2.
Only 2 for Cosmos. White's still in this match. Now the table's turning. Millennial Falcon very much in control. Chili Brown needing to get in this match. Brian White looking to get to his corner when he has an opportunity, and it is not right now.
Step up on the back and perfectly executed kick to the face. Rolls through, 1, 2. Jax Williams almost with the pinfall.
A step up enziguri into a rollover bridge. A slight hesitation might have been all White needed to get or to kick out at 2.
And Williams saying, I'm just getting warmed up here. Again, just taunting Chili Brown in the corner there, who had some quick action early on, but has not been able to get back in the ring. Shoved once again, and Brown's had enough here, stepping into the ring.
Hard to blame Chili Brown on this one.
Seamus White, though, trying to keep Chili Brown back out of the action, and of course, Millennial Falcon taking advantage in the other corner.
Chili Brown being goaded into exactly what Millennial Falcon wanted.
Brian White seeing stars here, hung up on the second rope in enemy territory.
White isolated on the Millennial Falcon side of the ring.
Chop on White, and Jax Williams just manhandling for the moment, but
White with some fight left with a huge overhand chop of his own.
Having trouble standing at his own power here without the ropes, but still able to fire off that chop, and Jax Williams did not like it.
Like we said, if there is breath in the lungs of Brian White, there is fight left in his body, and he will fight to the very last.
Drop to the center of the ring, and Williams now wrenching the arm backwards, twisting it in every direction it's not supposed to go.
On a good day at the office for the Honorable One. Needs to get to his corner, tag in Chili Brown.
See the pain in the face of White here as he desperately needs that tag. Is he able to hold off Williams just enough to be able to get the tag? No, thought
now
he was
hold
running
on
there.
a minute.
Hang on.
White able to spin around, get the back body drops on Jax Williams. This is the opportunity he could be looking for. Can he crawl to his corner, get Brown in this match?
Brown, he was right there, and Robbie Cosmos tagged in. Yes, gets rid of him. He's still looking for that tag. There it is. Here's Chili Brown.
Now don't blink, folks, because in comes Brown.
A couple of clotheslines, and he's got Jax Williams reversed. Ducks under the clothesline. Huge hurricanrana there, caught him. The height that Brown can get out of nowhere.
Now just getting out of the way at the
There it
last
is.
second. Almost had a head-on collision from both sides of the Falcon.
Huge flying clotheslines into the corner. Goes for another one. He just about jumped out of the ring on that one.
An impressive vertical leap from Chili Brown. The crowd very much behind him.
And again.
Unbelievable offense.
Almost a clothesline splash. Off the ropes, crossbody turnaround. 1, 2. And Jax Williams able to kick out.
Robbie Cosmos in the ring, but still disoriented enough that he could not get to the pin.
2-on-1 right now, and Chili Brown is just dominating Millennial Falcon.
Like a house on fire is Chili Brown.
1, 2.
Only 2.
Cosmos the legal man now. Hard to keep track of where the tags were when Brown was flying this way, the other way, and all over the ring.
Now Robbie Cosmos looking to speed things down a little bit here. Get to Millennial Falcon's
throw him
base.
right into a... Oh, that's got to be it. Brown absolutely decimated Cosmos. 1, 2. Brian White breaking up the pin, though. You got to believe that would have been it.
No question there. If White had not gotten there after that Tiger Driver kick combination, that would have been it for this match.
White able to drop Cosmos here.
White almost hitting a Uranagi there.
Didn't get all of it, but
got enough.
Enough to get, and there now White getting the tag back in, has had a nice breather there as Chili Brown has been holding them off quite well. Double super kick here. And now they've got Cosmos up. What's Brown got planned? The height once again.
Call it
Great
a heart
tag
attack.
team move.
2, 3. Dropped like an anvil. Precision like a hitman. Brian White and Chili Brown getting the win in this match.
And the new manager for the night, at least, wasted no time getting into the ring to congratulate his team.
Excitement just pouring over Stratford here. The crowd is on their feet looking to celebrate this win with the honorable one, Brian White and Chili Brown.
Cosmos now arguing it was legal.
Not happy at all with the outcome of this match.
Wants a rematch. You know, Chili Brown, Brian White working great together there. May see more of that in the future here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Anything is possible, folks.
Maybe more of this young man, too. He's got fire. Every good team needs a hype man.
Very true. And the hype is real, believe it, folks.
It's matches like this that show you exactly why you need to join us here at Hammerlock Pure Wrestling when we're in your area.
Just head to HammerlockPureWrestling.com. Get your tickets today.
This Saturday, January 20th, I make my Hammerlock debut against Vanna Black. Now I can start this by saying how tough of a competitor you are, but I'm not gonna do that, okay? Because I've witnessed it firsthand. Okay, I know exactly what you're capable of. But the last time that we locked up, it was in my house, under my banner. But now I'm coming to where everybody knows you, to what you could call your house. But see, that don't matter to me. Okay, I don't care who I have to wrestle or where I have to wrestle them. Because in the end, I always come out on top. Vanna Black, you better get ready because trouble's coming to your town.
Introducing first.
Number one contenders match here for the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship. We've had a very dominant champion in Miley. These women looking to get first in line here. They got next if they win this.
Absolutely. Both of these women think that they can be the one to take Miley's historic reign down.
And Zandra Lee, we heard from her earlier, making her debut here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, and basically said she doesn't care whose house this is.
Absolutely. Zandra Lee making waves up in Northern Ontario here in the Sudbury area. Now looking to come down and take Hammerlock Pure Wrestling by storm.
She looks ready.
No question about that, but I imagine her opponent here is just as ready. We have seen her before. We have seen her go to war. Vanna Black returning to Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, looking to become the number one contender for Miley's Women's Championship.
No stranger to Miley is Vanna Black. We've seen them in some absolute battles that the ring could not contain.
That's true. Battle is the only way to describe those. Black has to believe that in her mind she can be the one to dethrone Miley. But first has to get through Zandra Lee, which is no small feat in itself.
Absolutely not. Every time someone debuts here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, hey, you can watch as much tape, you can scout them the best you can. However, it's a little different when you see them in the ring face to face for the first time.
Like the old saying goes, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. With an open fist, of course, here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Those fists will end this match in a hurry, and you don't want to get disqualified when something like a number one contendership is on the line.
Absolutely not. Both of these women looking to get in that number one contendership spot, take on Miley, and take that championship from her. Miley, the first ever Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship. 6 title defenses to her name already.
And you might even say Vanna Black has been one of Miley's toughest rivals here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Again, those series of matchups that fighting outside on top of picnic tables,
exactly,
and bar tops, and
when we were in the job site brewing company, excuse me, the action could not, the brewing company could not contain the action. They were all over the place. Ended up in a street fight, both women taking each other to their limit.
Zandra Lee now, leapfrog over top from Vanna Black, and
Black showing her athleticism there.
Both battling for positioning here.
But
Zandra Lee looking great early on.
Lee with an answer to everything Vanna Black has going on.
Just stuffs her in the corner now, and Zandra Lee is feeling it.
When you get momentum in a match like this, it's hard to stop. Very easy to just run away.
Huge chop, and Vanna felt that one, falling and crawling right to the center of the ring. A little extra sauce on that one, but she missed, and Vanna Black returning the favor. Black into the corner, slips to the outside of the ring, and Zandra Lee face off that turnbuckle. That shook her. Oh!
Black using the ring ropes.
Innovative offense there.
Now Black looking to take the action to the outside. Like we've mentioned, no stranger to outside action here in Stratford.
Absolutely not. You may see she even prefers it. Vanna Black on the outside. They got to be careful again. not to be counted out here, though.
That's true. You can not become #1 contender on a disqualification.
Black knew she had to get her back into the center of the ring there, but Lee kicking out after 2. First pin attempt of this matchup.
Lee, while very impressive in those first few moments, seems to have lost that momentum I was talking about earlier. Now very firmly in the corner of Vanna Black. Just choking her in that with that bottom turnbuckle. Needs to be careful to break it up before 5.
Vanna, a bit like a shark or a pit bull when she smells blood and clutches on. She does not rarely give her opponent an inch to get out of that.
Very true. Sometimes Vanna Black's not exactly the most technical wrestler we've seen, but man, does she get the job done. Just offense after offense after offense, and being able to be one step ahead of her opponent like that.
Absolutely. Well-rounded, really looking to do anything possible to win, including that.
Using her whole body as a weapon.
Snap her to the center of the ring here, and Black positions her almost like a sliding clothesline into a pin cover.
Zandra Lee barely kicking out there, 2.8.
#1 contender on the line. Zandra Lee looking to step right into Hammerlock Pure Wrestling and jump to the top of the card against Miley. Vanna Black has other things to say about that, as she's been working hard here in Hammerlock and wants that championship opportunity.
Both these women have a great story behind wanting this #1 contendership, but only one of them will be the winner here, going on to face Miley for that championship.
Huge elbow into the pin. 1, 2.
Only some fight left in Zandra Lee, but needs to get back in this match.
Looking for a suplex, wasting no time executing it. 1, 2. And 2 once again.
Almost looking like frustration getting to Vanna Black here.
Vanna going for many pin covers. You never know which one's going to keep Zandra Lee down, but she's not going down that easy.
Black looking to apply a deep sleeper hold here on Zandra Lee, letting the life slowly leave her body.
Almost shaking the head and neck here. Almost wondering if that was so that referee Seamus White couldn't get a good look, if that was a choke.
That's a great point.
Those little tricks that could be the difference.
That's true. Need to be very careful where that arm is placed in a headlock like that. But
scooping and absolutely just dropping Zandra Lee. 1, 2. And Lee, to her credit, kicking out again and again and again.
Vanna Black almost in disbelief after this point that Zandra Lee could kick out of that slam into senton.
And here's exactly what we were talking about. It's not getting it done with the suplexes and the different moveset here, so how about just hammer fisting to the face there for a few moments? Maybe losing her cool a bit. Spear! Huge spear out of nowhere!
Zandra Lee coming off those ropes like a house on fire.
Crazy, absolute. She was completely horizontal.
Trying to cut Vanna Black in half. Black looking like she's just gasping for air in the middle of the ring here. Can Zandra Lee capitalize?
Unfortunately, Lee been beat down for most of this matchup. That was almost a desperation move, but perfectly executed. And even the playing field here now.
That's a very good point. Lee might not have been able to capitalize, but it gave her the break she needed to get back in this match with a sling blade into a code breaker this time.
Scoops her up. This could be it. Lee out of nowhere. 1, 2. 2 count only, but
Vanna Black just jumping out of the way in desperation here.
The tables have turned all in a matter of about 30 seconds here for Zandra Lee. Perfect. Black's at 1, 2.
What a great high bridge there from Zandra Lee, showing her technical prowess there. Impressive flurry of offensive maneuvers.
Lee may be a little bit embarrassed about how this match was so one-sided there, and she was absolutely made up for it here in the last few minutes. And taking the knee out, that sliding drop kick, Vanna Black with a kick to the side of the head now. And eyeing her up for a stunner. It was like a diving cutter stunner there, drags her into the center of the ring. 1, 2. Not enough. Zandra Lee kicking out.
Lee barely kicking out of that diving cutter from Vanna Black. And you can see the frustration all over this competitor's face.
Going for the kick, rolled up, 1, 2, 3.
That was enough.
Was that it?
I believe
she got it. She got it.
Zandra Lee with an amazing debut, taking out Vanna Black.
Vanna Black kicking out maybe at 3.01, but 3 is all you need.
That was enough. The referee's hand hit the mat 3 times.
Vanna Black cannot believe it.
And I don't say this to take anything away from Zandra Lee, but it's almost like Vanna Black beat herself at the end of this match, getting in her own head with frustration. But great sportsmanship shown by both of these women at the end of this match.
Absolutely. Unbelievable. Vanna Black showing her just how close she was. And Zandra Lee looking to become our Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Champion when she will face Miley in the future.
Almost a double-edged sword here, because you had a great match, Zandra. Now you got to do it again against the champion.
It can happen just like that, proven by Zandra Lee right there.
Irish fans, I have Sandra here with me. She just finished wrestling and she kicked ass tonight. Tell me about the match.
Yeah, so I was wrestling Vanna Black tonight, my debut with Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, and it was awesome. You fans, like everyone out there, so energetic. I loved it. But yeah, Vanna, she tried her best, but this time I came out on top.
She's a little short. She came out a little short. Let's be real. You kicked ass. So guys, how long have you been wrestling?
I've been wrestling for around 2.5 years.
2.5 years. And tonight was your first night with Hammerlock.
Yes, it was my debut.
Debut and a win, guys. Congratulations. And thanks so much for stopping in with the Irish, and we hope to work with you again soon.
Yeah, I hope to come back. It was fun.
It was. All right, guys. Tune in for another interview coming at you soon. Okay, Irish fans, I have Chili here with me and the Honorable One. Guys, you guys had a rough 23, so what's going to happen now? Talk to me through 24.
Well, 24 is definitely going to be a fresh start. 23 was rough for both of us, myself and Brian, but we're thinking of having a great comeback. We put in work today. We tagged together, and who knew it would have worked out so well.
That's right, guys.
We didn't know, but you know what? 2023, I kept making promises to people that I was coming after the title, that I was going to climb the ladder to the top of Hammerlock, and it didn't quite work out.
Hey.
But you know what? We showed up here tonight to start the year with an amazing crowd in Stratford, and as luck would have it, we got to team up together. We started off the year with an incredible victory in front of an amazing crowd. So you know what? 2024 is the year of Chili and Brian, whether we're teaming together or whether we're in singles competition. I know we're on the track.
Guys, I think these two are the ones to watch, okay? I'm just predicting this right now. So the next Irish event with the Hammerlock, these two. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it. These are my guys. I'm calling it. Have a great night, guys. More coming at you.
Well, here we go. Time for our main event here in Stratford tonight for Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Exactly, folks. If the kids are still up, you might want to put them to bed before this one, because we've got a Fighting Irish street fight here in Stratford.
Couple of heavy hitters.
Questionable if the ring will be able to contain just the pure power that's coming its way.
You know, the streets of Stratford, very beautiful city, very beautiful town. These two looking to mess it up a bit.
Exactly. Looking at, you never know, we might end up in those streets here. Anything goes in a street fight.
And Wade Allen of the Drifters has come prepared.
Bringing his arsenal with him. Making his attentions loud and clear, folks. This is not going to be pretty. Wade Allen, one half of the Drifters here. Arguably the most dominant tag team in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling history.
I'm not even sure that's arguable. That may be a pure fact. We've seen them destroy team after team, destroy the ring even here.
That's true. Nothing is safe from the wrath of the Drifters.
We'll see how Wade Allen does without Isaiah Cross, his partner, taking on another big man. Built like a brick, you know what? That's why they call him the Brick House.
Mick McGuire making his way to the ring in full street fight attire. He is ready to go.
You know, when you're wearing jeans, you mean business. You know it's going to get down and dirty when the jeans come out.
When the jeans and the boots clash, you know we're in for a brawl. We're in for a fight, a Fighting Irish brawl.
Getting his way to the ring and wasting no time. Here we go.
Mick McGuire here to fight.
Fists are flying here in these Fighting Irish street fight here in Stratford. Look out.
Now these men, no strangers to each other. The newly formed Bricks and Bones already on a collision course with the Drifters. Now Mick McGuire like a house on fire. Wade Allen probably wondering what the heck just hit me.
A different look for Mick McGuire, usually smiling, dancing. He is ready to fight.
Now, if you remember back to the beginning of Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, Mick McGuire had a much different attitude than the Brick House we see today. Could almost be going back to that old Brick House.
Finding that anger, looking to scoop up Wade Allen. Not an easy task. And Allen, maybe the hardest head here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, likes to use that as a weapon.
Now Mick McGuire almost dropping him on said hard head there.
Wade Allen, a hard head in a situation like that doesn't do as much damage as it would, and he goes out to his trusty trash can. There we go.
Bringing the Fighting Irish.
Look out! Trash can to the forehead.
My goodness. McGuire might not sure where he is. He might think he's in Tilsonburg after shots like that.
McGuire was ready to use that hockey stick right here with a Fighting Irish play, but looks like Wade Allen's going to get to it first. 2 minutes for choking. And the stick across the back, that's a Claude Lemieux-like cross check to the back right there.
That is a very impressive reference. Now from one type of stick to another, Wade Allen bringing out the kendo stick. Both equally as painful and effective in different ways. Now hold on a minute, another.
Come on, hang on.
Now that has to be a 5-minute major for a hooking, my God.
Nice form on the slap shot there from Wade Allen. Just toying with the brick house now.
Wade Allen seems to have found his footing in this match.
If there's one thing there's going to be no shortage of here in Stratford, it's going to be hockey sticks, so look out. They could be laying anywhere.
That's very true. For all we know, it could be underneath the crowd seats.
Oh, you heard that. The fingers in the back of the hand.
Just a thunk from that ring post. Unforgiving steel.
May have broken the hand of Wade Allen there. Look out.
Now Mick McGuire using that trash can lid, just smacking our Allen in the head.
If you remember, his tag team partner Isaiah Cross has an injured hand. The Drifters are going to be in a bad way here. Look out. Just hacking right across the back.
McGuire with some payback.
Surprised that stick didn't break right across the back.
Both men lucky there's no penalty box here.
And spilling out far, far away from the ring. Remember, a fighting Irish street fight. This could go anywhere.
That's right. Everywhere is legal.
Chair shot to the spine, and Allen trying to get away from a fired up Mick McGuire.
Hard to blame him.
Getting some advice from the fans here in Stratford.
Maybe some devious plots going through the mind of Mick McGuire.
McGuire, once again, huge chair shot, trying to get the hand to stop it. Remember, that injured hand probably didn't feel good either.
Yeah, very true. McGuire getting enough of that chair shot to just level Wade Allen. But Allen looking to get back in this.
Right in the middle of the action. No one is safe here in Stratford.
That's true.
Remember, you come to a Hammerlock Pure Wrestling show, you could be right in the middle of it.
As these men are showing, Wade Allen looking for anything that he can use as a weapon here against Mick McGuire.
Our cameraman doing a great job trying to follow this action wherever these men go. Was that a beer can to the side of the face?
It looks like it. I'm sure
that was
Wade
not
Allen.
Light beer. That was strong beer.
Absolutely. Wade Allen looking to use maybe a sharp edge of that crushed can.
And once again, using that head as a weapon.
Anything goes.
Stopping for a slice of pizza, possibly. Looked like Domino's. And a shot to the side of the table there. Don't get up, folks.
They will bring the action to you.
And making the way at least close to the ring here. Mick McGuire kind of fell through the bottom rope there and finds himself in the middle of the ring here now.
Both men making their way back to this ring, whether it be by fluke or not. The action has returned. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, even though anything goes in this street fight, a pinfall must be made in the ring.
Absolutely. You know, Stratford known for their Shakespeare. We're seeing a totally different kind of art form here now.
Exactly. There is art, or the art form of violence on full display.
Elbows. These two men do not like each other. And McGuire trying to use his head as a weapon. I don't know if that's the greatest strategy again against Wade Allen.
Both of these men just powerhouses.
Momentum swings Brickhouse around into the corner and a huge splash.
Just knocking the wind out of Mick McGuire, going down to that bottom turnbuckle.
May have landed on that trash can. I think he asked for the trash can as well.
Now, wait a minute. We've seen this from Wade Allen before. Maybe without the trash can. Terrible, devious plots.
Look out.
What's Allen going to do here?
He's absolutely going to crush him.
Just flattening that trash can.
And McGuire at the same time.
A ship sinking like cannonball.
And that same expression on Wade Allen's face. The man has never smiled. Dragging a lifeless body to the center of the ring now. And what else does he have planned? Going for that pin cover. 1, 2, no!
Mick McGuire kicking out. Wade Allen perhaps taking a little too long after that cannonball.
Not sure McGuire knows where he is, but he was able to kick out.
Knows enough to know that his shoulders were down. Now Wade Allen going back to the well, looking for something he can use to torture the brick house.
Walking with a purpose as he finds a fresh steel chair.
You've already dented one, why not find another? Mick McGuire just trying to get his legs back underneath him, maybe on Dream Street a little bit here.
Tossing the chair back into the ring. McGuire's got to figure out where he is in a hurry here. This is not going to go well.
Just wincing in pain is the brick house after that huge chair shot.
Allen setting up the chair now and going for another. And another shot to the back.
Look at the dent in that chair, not straight anymore. A solid curve done on the back of the brick house.
And you can see the wheels turning here. Wade Allen has something planned. He's building almost like a bridge of hockey sticks here.
What is Wade Allen planning here? These wooden sticks.
And that third stick spearing to the ribs. There's another major. And Brickhouse doing anything he can to get out of this torture chamber that Wade Allen is building here and putting together.
Allen firmly in control. Terrible things in mind here. What is he going to do to Mick McGuire?
A trash can lid over the top of the head, and he's laid him across a bed of hockey sticks. This has got to be a first.
Now what is Wade Allen planning to do here?
Only in Canada, only in Stratford, only in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. McGuire stirring now, getting out of the way.
Able to get off that bed of hockey sticks. What's he looking to do?
Oh!
Just
backfired for Wade Allen.
Allen slamming into that bed of hockey sticks, hitting both those chairs on the way down. Not what he had in mind.
Mick McGuire able to turn that around on Wade Allen, and Allen in a lot of trouble now. Giving those chair shots back to him and absolutely just tossing it into the arm.
Slamming those chairs, throwing those chairs. Nothing is off limits for Mick McGuire right now.
McGuire is fired up.
Showing that fighting Irish spirit.
Oh! Knocking the chair to pieces. 1, 2, 3. McGuire delivering an absolute powerhouse shot, knocking his head through that chair into the skull of Wade Allen.
Wade Allen getting a chair shot to the head by way of Mick McGuire's fist. That was enough to take one half of the Drifters down. Both of these men will feel this match in the morning, no question about that.
And McGuire showing he's still got that fight, that he can go to a dark place if he needs to. It's not all about the smiling and dancing.
That's true. One half of Bricks and Bones got that dog in him.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com. watching Rogers TV.
Your visit isn't really necessary.
I'll judge for myself.
I know you're an MP, Miss McPhail, but a woman has never...
I am not leaving till I do. How can such a society be called civilized? If those appalling conditions don't change, that prison will explode!
Perhaps our lone lady member is too fragile to know what is normal in a prison.
Is this normal?
Her courage would lead to the overhaul of the entire Canadian penal system. Agnes McPhail, Canada's first woman MP.
This show is so much more important
than our marriage.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays on City TV.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
America's Got Talent, 2 nights.
What? You are amazing.
It was perfect.
Whoa!
You were spectacular.
What are we thinking?
Yes!
Absolutely yes.
2 nights of America's Got Talent.
You deserve it.
All new Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8, 7 Central on City TV.
You're watching.
Jeff from Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff here. We figured instead of hitting some backyards today, it's fair time. So there's no better place to be than at the Western Fair, and no better